You already know what it is on a Wednesday night, hump day edition of Outlaw Radio. Break it down. My name is Kevin Barnes. Once again, I bring you Outlaw Radio. The People's Network presents Outlaw Radio. Tell a friend to tell a friend. The show is on deck. Like I said, man, we're on Mondays, we're on Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever we cut the machine off. I say that all the time. Haven't said it tonight, so let that be the first time. There's a phone number attached to the show, 262-202-5131. This is what we do, man. I always like to
Ain't
start
got
the
nothing
show
to do
off
with
by saying, I'm saucy on a Wednesday night, man. Ready to do what it is that we do. I'm waiting for the family to come along. If you want to get involved with the show, there's a chat room that I utilize so that people who don't even want to call in can still kind of participate in what we do. So, like I said, my name is Kevin Barnes, and this is Outlaw Radio. I don't know if this is the first time you've heard it, or if somebody told you about it, or if you're just trying to check for it. But what it is an internet radio show in which we just try to talk about the things that are pertinent to the Black community. We try to talk about the things that we as a people should be discussing. Because let's be honest, when it comes to the real, like the mainstream media, a lot of times what they present for us as a people is bullshit, right? Mainstream media sucks ass. I think we can safely say that, and we can say it definitely on Outlaw Radio. And I say that because I look at some of the things that some of the stories that they cover, some of the narratives that they attempt to reinforce when it comes to us and our story in this country, right? A lot of times the information that you would get from mainstream media is false, right? I've seen the media here talk about situations, and I know and I'm aware of, how something may have happened, and it was totally inaccurate. So I said all that to say, now is the time when we have the ability via technology to create our own narratives and like really do our own media. That's why you don't see me hate on anybody else who has a platform, right? I actually celebrate that. And if you are out there right now and you want to do something of this sort, holler at me, man. Whatever it takes, especially if it's something that I could assist you with. But yeah, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. It's Outlaw Radio. Break it down. We're gonna talk about what I mean when I say break it down. I am coming off of a pretty tough couple weeks. If you've been listening to the show, you already know that I've lost some people near and dear to me over the past few weeks, right? So, like I say, rest in peace, Yayo to Don. I got to start off saying rest in peace to Yayo to Don, man. I have to say rest in peace to my sister, Tamara Kingsby. Shout out to the Kingsby family. Um, there's just a lot. I lost some people, over the last couple weeks. My brother Big Victor West, all that good stuff, man. All that good stuff. So we'll talk about that as well. My brother Kamar, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight, man?
Peace, peace. It's a pleasure to be on Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the Black woman lover, the Black man's brother, the culture teacher, the hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. I'm y'all holistic health and wellness coach. Kamar Carter. Peace, peace to the family. I'm also the one who brings you nature natural herbal supplements and vitality smoothies. You better come on in. What it do, Kev?
Man, and you know what? Once again, you've been fooled by our weather right now. First of all, let me say, because I'm always want to say I don't really complain about the weather. It is what it is. Mother Nature has a mind of her own, right? Like most women, allegedly. So in being true to what that means, sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's cold, right? So I don't know if you've ever dealt with a woman. Sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot, right? Sometimes you're sweating, sometimes you're shivering. And so I let nature I let nature, take its course. But people were thrown by the weather. And I think that, I have to say, just working with my people, maybe the sunshine needs to be tempered a little bit. You can't give Black people too much vitamin D at once. We've seen each time the sun has peeked out from behind the clouds and warmed this up a tad, Crazy. Whole city. Crazy, right? Kids in the ghetto fighting, twerking on police cars, all that kind of shit, man. So, but yeah, man, it's always a blessing though to see the transition from winter to spring to summer, because as you get older, you start to appreciate nature a little bit more. We've discussed that on the show. We talk about black men needing to go through a maturation process a lot of times. That's why I say shout out to sisters, because they are usually so far ahead of us. The good ones, the real ones, right? The right ones, the tight ones. They usually are so far ahead of us, and they assist us on our journey. So, I know you cut out a little bit, Kamar, but I was just talking about nature and how, summer, I think people should be in all of the seasons as opposed to like complaining about them, right? I just feel like people should just enjoy the ride. Tyson Gossi in the chat room. She said, "Hey fellas, Control C in the building."
Peace,
Absolutely.
peace.
Shout out to Control C.
What's up, baby?
She said we need vitamin D. I know we do. I can't say it like that because I'd have to say pause, but yes, yes, we have. I know, and even from a biological standpoint, I'm talking shit, right? Because it's Outlaw Radio, but you have to absolutely do need vitamin D, right? And it's for us, it does something, man. It mixes with that melanin. It makes shit happen. We get a whole different energy. Rel, what's popping with you tonight, man?
I'm good. How y'all doing this evening?
Man, we are trying to get it done. This is our last show of the week until Monday. I know people have asked for more shows, and I'm in the mix of a lot of different ideas. People are hollering at me. So we're gonna add to our programming since the people asked for it, not because we said we need to do it more.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man.
Might as well get a Roku channel cracking, man.
Man, a Tubi me.
Hey,
right? I love
sky's
Tubi.
the limit.
I rock with Tubi. I rock. People call me and ask me, and I
make it to Tubi. We made it,
man. Mama, I made it. Yes, sir. Absolutely. But tonight, I want to call it's Outlaw Radio. Break it down, right? Because we go through a lot of information on the show. A lot of ideologies and methodologies. We talk about hypotheses and theories and all sorts of things. But I think people say, well, break it down. What do all that shit mean?
Break it down.
Right. I don't want nobody else to hear this sound. And then we found out he liked little boys. So that song lost all his credibility.
Damn, who was that? I know the Prince version.
Tevin Campbell himself. Yes.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
See, I ain't heard his. I heard the Prince. Man, I'm a Prince fanatic, man.
Yeah. He caught in LA with
shit,
the
last thing I heard of that. I don't know shit about Tevin Campbell since that Round and Round. Like he was around after that.
Okay. Well, yeah, he had a couple hits. We'll talk.
Okay.
Old Tevin, right? But no, so
that's Quincy Jones' little guy.
There's something else to that. The reason why I said break it down, for real. And I realized that I have like phenomenal people around me that I rock with, that are on the show, that listen to the show, that support the show. And so I figured, like, for me to break it down would ultimately be kind of asking you all, like, what's up with you, right? I mean, think about this. How many times does somebody actually sit down with you and say, hey, man, how you doing, man? What's up with you? And they just listen. Just, okay. Say, man, what's up with you, though? Okay, well, we hear the out loud noise. We know that the witch doctors out here moving CMOS and smoothies and vitality and Rails writing books and gardening and Kev's doing Outlaw Radio. But how many times does somebody really sit either one of us down and say, hey, man, what's up with you, though? Regardless of Outlaw Radio, regardless of vitality, regardless of, your wine. What's up with you? How you doing? What's going on with you? Right. So I just kind of felt like tonight I just wanted to say that to each one of my co-hosts and give them a chance to really just rock the mic, because I do this shit all the time. Right. And and so I just, when I said break it down, I said, well, let's break it down to the essence of Outlaw Radio. Juice Lady in the building. What to do, Courtney?
Peace.
So I just wanted to, when I say break it down, I want, like, I want to put our fiber on blast. I really want to just enjoy doing it, but I want to know from a therapeutic, holistic, psychological, agnostic, as Real would say. Got that, or just Gnostic. He said just Gnostic. Kim.
I'm Gnostic.
Right.
Well, that's just knowledge. I just love knowledge. That's
Okay. So I just want to say, what's up with y'all? So I would start with Kamar. Mr. Carter, what's up with you, man? How's Kamar doing? What's going on in Kamar's world?
Man, right now, Kamar's world is all over the place, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it's ups, it's downs, you know what I mean? It's pressure, it's joys, you know what I'm saying? It's all type of stuff going on. But at the same time, I'm gonna appreciate the whole journey. You know what I'm saying? Because see, I could just be sitting somewhere not doing shit, twiddling my thumbs, you know what I mean, with nothing going on. So, you know what I mean? I really appreciate everything that's happening. You know what I mean? I guess it's supposed to happen. So I'm here for the ride.
Okay. And callers, feel free. If you got something going on, the number's 262-202-5131. Chat room on deck. If you got something going on and you say, man, what's up with me? I want to share it. Real, when I look at you and I say, Mr. Cantone, Mr. Valentine.
yeah.
What's up with you? What's up with Real?
Hey man, I'm just truly thankful to be aware, fam. Like just to be alive and in my right mind and able to move about pain free. You know what I'm saying? Like I've learned to not take anything for granted, man. I just had to recalibrate myself today because as a man, well, I don't know, because I'm sure women feel this way too.
Hello.
But
hold on, Dion.
It's like I just like I did a TikTok today about how sometimes you got to give yourself compassion, because I don't feel like until I got my kids in their mansion and I can take off work and do anything with them and not have to worry about the bills, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. So I had to kind of remind myself, and sometimes when you remind yourself, I felt kind of bad to say it out loud because it kind of sounded like I was bragging. But one of my people was like, man, you got to talk your shit to yourself sometimes and remind you who the fuck you is. So I'm like, I ain't too many motherfuckers I knew. I had a goal to buy my first house by 30 and I did it at 29. And then, I just had to remind myself of that. I had to remind myself how I lost 125 pounds without getting cut on and shit. And how I overcame a divorce and, was able to flip that shit to benefit me. So I had to recalibrate and remind myself that, slow motion is better than no motion. And sometimes you feel like you working too hard for shit to be moving so slow. But you got to remind yourself that shit. Every day I go outside and water my garden. Shit, right now it's just a plot of dirt. But I know through my due diligence that shit is going to yield an abundance. I don't see it yet, but shit is taking place in my favor. So, I just had to recalibrate myself. So that's how I was doing today, man. Just getting my shit together.
That's big ass woosah. Take a deep breath, right? Right. I don't know. I wouldn't say wait and exhale. I'm saying consistently exhaling. Juice Lady in the building. I know you got a lot going on, so I just want to pose the same question to you that I posed to the rest of the Outlaws, as well as the Outlaw family. We want to break it down tonight. So we say, what's up with you? Courtney, man, what's up with you? How's Courtney doing?
It's so much on me right now. Look, because I'm in the middle of a transition. Look, I'm trying to switch over from some of my masculine to a whole bunch of feminine, and I'm changing my wardrobe and changing my being. But then also I'm prepping for school and I'm doing these entrance tests and things like that. And niggas ain't did math and I'm failing. Now I got to go study. But then I'm also doing trainings for work, trauma-based trainings to work with these youth. And nigga, while I'm doing the trauma-based trainings, it's like I'm getting anxiety. I can't breathe. It's like, oh, this is what I needed back today. It's like, fuck. And I got 13 hours of this by myself. Oh my gosh. It's hot right now,
Ooh,
yeah, let's just breathe.
Get some Taylor Port in this motherfucker, right? Whew.
So
My brother Dion, you on the line. Dion said,
Nobody want
I
to hear
don't
what
give a fuck
Dion
what
got to
y'all
say.
say. I'm an outlaw. So I gotta ask Dion too. Dion, what's up with you, man? What's going on?
Oh, nothing, taking it easy. Was just trying to really check in with y'all, man, before I jump on this plane. Because I'm about to be loading in a little while. You know, I ain't going to be able to watch y'all till I land in Arizona. But you always run it long, though, Kev. So I know you still going to be on by the time I land, though. Because I should be landing. I should be landing around 9. Well, I'm in Austin, Texas right now. But everything good with me, though, man. Enjoying life. You know, I try to tell everybody, you know, just live your life and enjoy it because you only got one left. You only got one life, you know. So I'm gonna enjoy mine to the fullest, though. You feel what I'm saying, though? I'm
Right.
gonna enjoy it. I love traveling. You know what I'm saying? I've been to New Orleans this year. I've been to Detroit. I've been to Dallas. I hate that. I really was supposed to be in Memphis today, but my partner live out in Phoenix. So I said, man, I go to Memphis in May every year. Let me go to Phoenix to check it out. But I wanted to go to Memphis, so I'm still hurt though, because you know it's ratchet down there. It's good. It's like I'm at home without it being in Memphis. You know, I know they gonna be strapped down there, walking around with some shorts on, them Tennessee goods, and they from Edwells. But you know, I'm gonna catch Memphis probably on the 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, man, you know, just living life, enjoying myself, taking it one day at a time, and just thanking God for every blessing. You know, and I was thanking the Creator for every blessing that I receive. You know, whether it's good or bad, because I can learn something from bad, and I also can learn something from good. You understand what I'm saying? And just thankful that you know people that's near and dear to me that we still here. You know, it's sad to see other people lose their life through some foolishness and you know ignorancy of people. But you know, the Creator had something more destined for them than just being here with us. Though you know, even though them leaving hurt us dearly, but you know, we ain't meant to be here forever. But you know, like I said, I'm gonna enjoy y'all, man. Y'all keep the outlaw true to faith. I'm gonna see if I can link up with y'all when I get on the plane, watch you on YouTube. But if not, when I land in Phoenix, I'm definitely gonna check in with you, man. And everybody be smooth. I don't know about old girl on there, but y'all just be smooth. You
Okay,
feel me?
on that
I hear you, man.
flight 255.
I hear you, man. I hear you, man.
Go
Honestly.
in.
All right, love,
All
Kev.
right, bro.
so
Love,
peace,
bull,
peace,
love, real. All
peace,
right,
fam.
Courtney.
Gosh.
Bye.
I
Peace.
can't even. I try to be positive, and every time I get out, they try to pull me right back in, right? But check this out, right? So I got Sean Moore on the jack. Hold on a minute, Sean. I think a lot of times what happens, especially where we are, and that's why I say this show ain't necessarily for young bulls, unless they want to soak up some ism, unless they really want to get some real life game, right? Because I'm not really gonna talk about Gunner and Young Thug and you know what I mean. I ain't gonna talk about Lil Baby and them and none of that. None of that. We talk socio political. We do you know, cultural criticism. You know, and so at where we're at, it's very important to if you are in a good space to be able to embrace it and really say it out loud. I heard somebody say this more than once sometimes, and I believe they call them affirmations, correct? Where you, but I also think it's confirmation because sometimes it is okay for you to look in the mirror and say, motherfucker, you done been through some shit. Boy, you still out here doing what you need to do.
Right.
You ain't always been right, but you ain't always been wrong, right? You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? And so it's very important sometimes to look at yourself in the mirror and say that, like, man, whatever I'm faced with, I can handle this shit. As long as
Right.
I stay calm, cool, and collective and use my mentals, right? And you know, control and manage my emotions and set priorities. Like if I continue to be focused, I can't get disillusioned. Now it will still happen to you. That's the fucked up part about it. But that's when you got to go back to that same mirror and say, shit. Hey, I don't know if y'all ever seen Next Friday when Cube had dude down and he got up and he said, shit, that nigga had me worried, but I held my own. Fuck that. That's what we gotta take sometimes. So if somebody say, Kev, what's up with you? I would say, man, realizations, because a lot of times losses make you sit and think and they make you kind of reflect. And it, you know, you end up talking to people who you may have not spoken with in a while. And so it just creates a kind of mood. But I would say I'm good. right? I would say I'm good. I wouldn't say my life is shitty. Oh my God, it's so bad. I gotta leave. I would say, man, I'm blessed. In the situation I'm in, especially where I'm from and where I'm at right now, I'm very blessed. I can look at the positive parts of it and say, let's build on that. Not on a soapbox, just being real. Break it down. Like I said, what's up with you? If you listening, call in. What's up with you? Hit us in the chat room. Sean Mo, you on the jack, man. What's up with you?
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. I had to take me a couple deep
Peace,
breaths.
man.
Mr. Moore.
Hey, Courtney, how you doing? Professor, doctor.
Peace.
So, yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking the last few days, man. Trying to remain calm and stay focused and logical, right? And I really find it hard to do because I find myself conflicted and torn by my allegiances, right? By my loyalties. Loyalties to a family I helped start 40 years ago, and loyalty to the people I love that I call family, right? And my conclusion is that if you my brother, if you my friend, you'll stand with me with this, right? If you not, then no love lost, but I'm pushing forward. These niggas out here doing this bullshit, involved in this bullshit. I mean, if you have the nuts to jeopardize my community, then you got the balls to stand up to what I'm gonna bring or what I'm gonna do. Call me a snitch, call me a rat, call me a mob, call me anything. Put some blood in my mouth if you don't like what the fuck I'm doing. But if you around me and you endangering myself, my children, my family, my friends, my loved ones, motherfucker, I got a problem with you. And we gonna deal with it. I don't give a fuck if the police got to be involved. I don't give a fuck if me and my people got to come and see you. Don't be around me with this punk ass shit. Killing these kids, killing these women, fucking with these, jumping on these women. None of that shit. If you're around me, man, we got a motherfucking problem. And I ain't no stationary motherfucker. Okay. I'm all around Milwaukee. You may not see me, but motherfucker, I'm gonna see you, and I'm gonna address you with your punk shit.
Somebody's got a lot on their mind.
That's what the fuck it is, man.
So
I'm tired, man.
So I'd have to go into my therapist mode and say, "Well, Sean, when people do these, how do they make you feel?" Right? But you already told us how you feel. So if anybody out there has a similar situation where you feel in a certain kind of way, and I think that's kind of way to best articulate this for this to be Outlaw Radio is, if you feel some kind of way, let us know how you feel. Call into the show, put it in the chat room. If you just woke up this morning and said, man, there's something on my goddamn mind and I need to get this shit off, this is the show for you tonight, right? And I'm willing to sit back and listen. Not I ain't giving nobody my car keys. I'm just saying you will be heard.
I want to make this an open invitation too. You can find me on 24th and Capitol if you got anything you want to talk about.
Okay.
You don't like what I'm saying? You want to put some blood in my mouth? That's where I'll be. I'll be back on the 7th. I can meet you and call me. Let's set the fucking time up. My calendar is free. I got time on the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th. That day 4, I got time for any motherfucker don't like what I'm saying or doing.
Okay. Well, you heard the man. You know where to find him.
I ain't no big motherfucker.
You can
I'm a
Google
little motherfucker.
Tiarsha Arthur said, Master P says sometimes you got to leave some people behind if they're not moving forward like you. He walked the great in the chat room. He says, I thought Courtney Francois was frozen with that goofy look on her face. Just realized it's a pic.
People always got to get to be talking crazy every time, man.
He said,
You
"Do me
see how they
again.
be
Let me
acting
go
when I don't give
again.
them
Let
no
me go
play?
again."
You see how they act when I don't give them no play?
Oh, oh my goodness. That
All
hurt.
righty.
Yes, man. And in other news, Tina Turner passed away today. 83 years old. Why is Kev talking about Tina Turner passing away? Because Tina Turner is one of those. We've had this discussion on the show about these black celebrities that we kind of grew up with. I think we had this conversation with in regards to Harry Belafonte, because none of us were really old enough when this person, when Harry Belafonte or Tina Turner was actually active. What blew them up, we just always knew them as celebrities. And Tina Turner made this comeback in the 80s, minus Ike, right? And a lot of us don't remember the Ike and Tina review. Like my parents remembered this shit, right? Like, so when she came, it's like, Ike Turner, who the fuck's Ike? I don't know who the fuck that is, right? But
That's right.
so she broke away. She had this tremendous comeback. She was actually giving her flowers on several levels, her contribution to the culture and to her being a great artist. And she passed away at 83 years old. Okay. And rest in peace and condolences, right, to her. But I have a couple questions around this, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and put them out there. I think first of all, we have celebrities, especially with black celebrities, those who give a fuck and those who don't, right? And I think because we get some celebrities who become uber personalities and they you know, they become just kind of like in the stratosphere stars. You won't show up at the BET Awards, or you ain't coming to the Source Awards now, right? Like somebody got to accept for you. So Tina Turner became this icon, but she also developed a European accent all of a sudden. She left the United States. And God bless the dead. God bless the dead. Let me just, I just want
Petty, man.
Oh, man, she developed this.
Wait, hold on. If you go
you
back,
so stupid.
no.
Let him figure. Let him work this out.
If you go back and you listen to Tina Turner, Madonna did the same thing. People, I don't know. Madonna's from Michigan, right? Is that how you say Michigan, right? But if you hear her talk now, she sounds like she's Irish, right? But so Tina Turner, and I remember being very confused when I was young because my mother talked about, she was, as if my mother and them talked about an artist, that was what they was listening to in the hood, right? She say Johnny Taylor, Al Green, that shit was bumping in the hood. So I guess at one point, Ike and Tina music was popular in our community. And she says, she talked, when you hear her talk then, she talked a little bit regular. But when I heard her talk in the 80s, she's like, yeah, done Tina Turner, and yes, I am. I'm like, damn, what is she, French English? I don't know. And so I know she's an icon in terms of what she did in the entertainment industry, but I just like to know, even through her having this movie where she was getting victimized by domestic violence, did she ever give back on any level? Did she ever? Because did she ever give back on any level? Did she ever work with young women? Give back to the community. Where was her social conscience? We talk about Marvin Gaye, and we talk about the Temptations, and we talk about all these artists from that time who chose to go into a direction of social criticism and standing up, and saying what's going on in the country and this and that and the third. And even after, I don't know, because I didn't live in California, and I think she lived in Munich in Switzerland or something like that, where she passed away at. But what did she ever do back for us, for all our adulations? I seen people saying, "Rest in peace, Queen, a legend," and they can't name 2 songs. Yeah, they say I seen the movie. I seen Larry Fishburne and Proud Mary, and what's love got to do with it, right? Like she had a 50-year career. So it's like, okay, I always say socially, what did you contribute? Like but she wasn't even here. That's why I said you got artists who give a fuck and those who don't. I'm no longer from Nutbush, Tennessee. I'm from Munich. It's
She
like,
gave up her citizenship, man.
yeah.
I mean,
And black men, apparently, because there was always after Ike,
that's that
Ike actually. Yeah, I seen a meme one time that said Ike Turner was actually a Black history icon because he was the first black man to successfully beat the black out of a black woman.
Wow.
God damn.
Black out of her.
That's wild.
I don't think she ever looked at a
No,
black
but
man again. I think she's been with a
Ike did her
European.
bad, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Rest in peace to
I
Tina
don't know
Turner.
if she's ever did anything conscious, but with
But I never seen her with Martin. I never
know.
seen her at no marches. You know, even Reefa Franklin.
No, she was getting tipped on though, man. She was, you know,
He beat the
she
civil
wasn't at no
rights out
market.
of
If she
her.
was at the market, she was selling pussy.
He beat the justice out of her. Like she's like, I'm going to Europe and I'm never looking at another black person again. Rest in peace to her. Let me catch my chat room.
Drug addicted pimp, man. That wanted abuse shit.
Well, we don't know. I wasn't there. Allegedly, he was. I don't know that for a fact. I don't know what happened. Joy Phillips said, "Good evening, Outlaw Radio. Peace and love. I agree with my brother. Sick and tired of this dumb shit with these dumbass niggas. How you doing, Joy? What's up with you, man? That's the big homie right there. That's the brother who I could say helped raise the player, right? That the big man, Joey Phillips, man. Much love, Joey. I know you still in the hood, so I know the hood over there hurting. You lose Moo Moo and Yayo and Vic all in the same week. It's twirling over there. Erica Hunt, how you doing, my sister? Erica Hunt, I see you on Facebook. You seem like you're stressing a lot. What's up with you? Have a seat on the Outlaw couch. What's up with you? Mama Jenkins in the building.
You need some outlaw therapy?
Well, I don't want to say that because that sounds suggestive, but I mean, yeah, if we're going to talk about it.
You said it about me, shit.
Did I say outlaw justice or therapy?
Therapy.
I said I had to take on my therapeutic approach and put you on the couch. And I should have said pause after that shit too. Right. Okay, semantics, Sean, if you want to start shit tonight. Mama Jenkins said, family, I'm tired of this bullshit in this city. Also, we got so many organizations doing so many different things, but where's the solutions to the problems that we are faced with today? She said, Tina was not with black folks. She was in her own world after Ike. He knocked the earth out of her. Damn. I gotta stop. This shit is horrible.
We started this shit,
he knocked the earth out of her. Damn.
Right. She just I'm on my own planet from now on. You got hit hard when you be like, what planet we on?
Did Tina catch a lot of flack from black folk when she converted to Buddhism and shit?
What?
Was everybody cool with that?
You know what? Once again, when you live in Munich in Switzerland, we don't know, so we don't give a shit, right? Right. But there was a point in the 80s where all the iconic celebrities kind of went with. They was in Rome, they was in Hollywood, so they did what the Romans do. So they did all of the cocaine, and I'm taking yoga and doing Pilates, and they went through that whole, you look good in the magazine. So I don't think anybody cared when she went Buddhist. I just think when she came back with an English accent, we was kind of like, well, damn, I thought she was from Tennessee, like, you know what I'm saying? But and that's not a criticism on her. Right. I guess apparently if you stay over there long enough, it happens. I guess I'd come back saying too far or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, and shit, trauma is real, man. If you got a traumatic ass upbringing, there may be a part of you that want to forget who the fuck you was, and hit the reset button.
And she had a rough life too, because apparently, allegedly, they say this brother was a hitter. Right, like he was physical, right? Like what you say, I didn't say nothing. No, you said something. Bring your ass over. Like, damn, I said I didn't say nothing. Like they say he was that.
What year were they together? Like, what year was
they were? He married Tina in the late 50s, and they were together through I think until 1978 when she finally got a divorce.
Yeah.
And Ike from a different time.
Right, and that's what I was trying to figure out. Black man was a little
bit different back then. It's what you say.
And that's what I was trying to figure out if he was from that era, because like even shit like we get the term the rule of thumb from motherfuckers beating their wives. That was the rule. You couldn't beat her with a stick no thicker than your thumb. So that's why I'd be like, well, that's the rule of thumb. But that shit comes from patriarchal
on that ass, right?
Misogyny and shit,
Right,
but that was them times.
And I'm once again. I'm just pointing something out. It's not meant to demean her because I talked about. Somebody said, "Is that me?" Somebody about to get muted. That ain't me. That ain't me. I said because I understand that domestic violence is serious, so I'm not making a joke of that. I'm saying a lot of women who were like during that time they experienced this was it was like the norm for
Right.
the man to be. I remember being very young, and I went to my barber shop. That it was older cats, them real OGs who wear like church socks and church shoes with every fit. Like he never wore tennis shoes. All his shoes had heels on them, and he wore like silk socks and like leisure suits and shit with the built-in belt. And I heard an old man when we were very young. He was in the barbershop and he was speaking to us about how you deal with women. And I remember very vividly, he said, "Every now and then you got to stand on her." And me and my brother, look, we little kids, we laugh. And he said, "Y'all laughing, but a lot of times a woman don't know you love her until you whoop her ass." And so you got to stand on her. And we was just like in disbelief because I'm thinking about the mama I had at home. We're like, boy, your little leisure suit will be tore the fuck up. You won't have no heels on your shoes. you gonna get some Nikes around this motherfucker because you're gonna need to run because my mama was not playing that shit. And I just remember the look on my father's face sitting there looking at us with a smirk on his face because I know he was thinking the same shit. Like, man, my wife will beat your ass. But that was their mentality, right? That was their mentality. Like, man.
Yeah.
And he said, you got to stand on her. I remember that very vividly. He said, man, sometimes she be acting a fool and shit. You got to snatch her up and, tell her, sit your ass down somewhere. He told us how he would put his wife over his lap and spank her ass like a kid.
Damn.
Did you see that video I posted where it was a white man spanking the white woman and the kid came in and said, "Daddy, did you just spank mama?" He said, "I sure did." And she said, "That means you love her."
Well, that's what you tell your kids is gonna hurt me more than it hurt you, right? And so, and that's why people have kind of got at black masculinity and said that it was toxic, and I totally get that part of it. But once again, that was a learned behavior because this is the way we disciplined our kids. Well, what he did something wrong, what you do? You make him lay down, you whoop his ass. So, girlfriend, when you fuck up, you lay down, I'm whoop your ass, right? But nobody whoops the man's ass except the police. Right, and the white man.
Yeah, I was about to say it shit rolls downhill. The white man shitted on the black dude. He came home, shitted on his woman and kids, and then the woman shitted on the kids. And but that's how even in they home went. Like white women didn't feel heard. They didn't feel empowered. So they used
a lot of white men who whooped some ass. Come on,
right?
Man.
But like even in the plantation days, you were more likely to be abused and oppressed by the mistress of the plantation instead of the man because they were real harsh on slaves because of how the white man was harsh on his wife.
And a lot of people have to understand that the black man was under tremendous pressure for a long, and this is no excuse, but this is the reality. If I walk outside my house too, and I'm disrespected from the time I walk out my house, treated like a child, subjugated, damn near murdered for anything I do, when I come home, not me, but I can see how a lot of black men went home. Like the one place I'm not taking no disrespect is in my house. Now it shouldn't have been manifested in that way, but I'm just saying, like you said, shit rolls downhill. We got a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Kev? It's Erica.
What's going on, Erica? How you doing tonight?
Nothing much. Let me turn you down a little bit because it sounds like you echoing. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you got to turn everything down.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you got to turn everything down, though. Like every TV, all that.
Okay, it sounds better. I used headphones just then.
Okay.
It's ironic that you said that you're talking about domestic violence on your show today, and then you also wanted to know what I've been going through, or
everybody.
What my Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, 2019, I was beaten to a coma by my partner. 2009, I was also beat by my partner. I've been abused multiple times and harassed and even raped by my partners. Abusive partners in the past. Okay. I've been abusive partner free ever since, I said 2019, I meant to say 2009. But 2016, I got tired of that shit and I fought back and almost killed the man. I was looking at 15 years to life and stayed in jail 2 months to defend myself. I've been abusive nigga free for the last like 5-6 years. I ain't gonna lie. I've dated a couple men who, once they show aggressiveness, I just get out the way and I go ghost. But recently I've been dating this guy for the last 6 months exclusively. And he's been a real charmer. But he wanted me to put his car insurance in my name, which was a red flag to me. And being the strong woman I am, I told him, hell no. Well, that started an argument. And I'm at his house. And he took off to attack me. And this was just 2 weeks ago. So that's what I've been going through. And it's real fucked up that that's the conversation on your show today. Because you got a real life domestic violence survivor. So when you hear me talking about men ain't shit, I've ran into some of the worst niggas who think that that's the way they love females.
Okay.
And they'll do it to me. And if I decide to leave or if I decide to stay, they're going to continue to do it to me as long as I allow them to do it. And then when I leave, they're going to do it to the next woman. Right?
Okay.
So, so I honestly, when I hopped in, right before you asked me how I was doing, I sent a text and be like, Kev, introduce me to these real men, because I'm tired of these suckers who are insecure, broke, mama boy, and fake people. They just wear this mask. And for 6 months, he had me convinced. I ain't gonna lie. One of the red flags that I may have overlooked is when we were talking about a long-term relationship, and I asked him, well, how would you feel if we ever moved in together? Just topics, just conversation started. This man told me that's usually when the violence starts.
Oh wow!
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's a big ass flag
That ain't
right
no
there.
red flag.
That's a white flag. That's a surrender.
Yeah.
Like I quit.
So, can I say? Did you hear my opening?
No, I think I missed the opening.
Okay, well, yeah.
But before you go ahead and move forward, I want to let you know, Kev, you was the only person that verbally said, Eric, I see you stressing. What's going on? Only black man in my life right now who said that, and I don't think I've ever met you in person.
No, and let's make that a point too, because my wife might be listening. She might be like, "Oh, you out here giving therapy, huh?" Right? I want to make sure I'm sucker free. Okay. I said that in regards to your Facebook posts, because I seen you put up a lot of Facebook posts, and that's kind of like why I chose to go in a direction with the show tonight to just say to people, to other people, "What's up with you? How you doing? Like, how you feeling?" So, yes, I know, never have, and I guess it's a testament to what our show actually does for people, right? Without patting myself on the back, I'm saying, what's real is real. But oftentimes people need a place to have that conversation in a safe way, right? And so I'm glad that you are able to draw something out of the show. You just actually helped me answer my own question, because I said, well, what did Tina Turner ever do? And I think her story speaks for itself in terms of her being a long-term victim of domestic violence and abuse, and then finally hitting it. And I joked about saying, well, he beat the black off of her and all that, and that was wrong. But I'm an asshole, so I do shit like that sometimes. But no, that is the answer to my question, because that's what she did. That's her legacy. Her story is her legacy. Her story is her contribution for young women or women who are being abused to say, hey, if I'm strong and I love myself enough, I can get the fuck away from this. And I'm gonna change everything around me so that I won't, because I don't know if she ever got hit again, but you ain't hear nothing about that. So maybe them white men over there overseas was like, nah, I don't hit, Tina, I don't hit. And she was like, all right, well, I'll fuck with you then. Or she had to say it in her English accent. That's good then. No, but no. I know. I got issues, man. They will not give me SSI. I've been trying for years. But no, man, no, I appreciate that's love for the platform. And like I said, it's unfortunate that we have brothers out here who have that mentality, because I think that's a very caveman type mentality to think you have the right to first. Actually, if you put your hands on any other adult, right? If you have the mentality where you will put your hands on another adult you have serious issues. I don't care if you, well, I got problems controlling my anger and I need therapy. No, something's wrong with you. And anybody who's dealing with somebody like that right now, be it man or woman, because Samantha Collier made sure that I understood that there's a lot of male victims of domestic violence as well. Because I told y'all, I laugh at the homie when he said, man, my girl fired on me. Like, what? She fired you? Like, what you do? And it ain't funny. It ain't funny, Kevin.
But Kev, that's the other part about being a survivor is once you done taking ass whoopings, you want to start handing ass whoopings out. And you used to have a woman out here who said she became the abuser. I don't remember her name. But this was early on in the show, and she said she became the abuser. You know what I'm saying?
I think you talking about Kamar, she talking about Liz?
Maybe.
Liz Brown. That's her name.
Oh yeah, Liz Brown. Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? So now, mind you,
Liz didn't play no game for real.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you be the victim, or you be the survivor, or you become an abuser. And so what I've really been fighting is the urge to go and shoot his car up.
What the hell?
Right. You put your hands on me.
Gator don't take no shit.
You value this car more than me. It's
over. Wait. Hold on. Let's see. This is live. This is live. This is live, and I can't edit it. So
Gator don't take no shit.
Right. You didn't really mean that.
No, it is a normal thing to have those feelings. As long as you don't act on it, but it's okay to feel that.
Go ahead,
I mean, I done went to my therapist and said the same shit. Like, folks, I be wanting to go over there and bust his motherfucking head open with a bat. Like, it's okay to feel these things and to feel fucking rage after being mistreated. You can't tell somebody, whoa, don't. Nah, you be feeling like that. You want to go hurt somebody.
Don't say it on Facebook, though. That's all.
I ain't gonna say it on Facebook, but that's how I felt.
I
ain't gonna say it on Facebook. I usually listen. I ain't no Facebook thug. Okay, one thing I'm not no Facebook thug because I don't want to leave no evidence, no traces. But at the same time, it's like I have to really, really control my rage and anger. And if me as a woman can do that for 4 kids, what's wrong with you niggas? I can do it. Why you can't? And you supposed to be the head. You supposed to be the lead. Supposed to be closer to the omega. Why? Why y'all can't handle it? Didn't nobody teach me? Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you who taught me that. It was the people that kept putting the whoopings on me that taught me that. Why y'all say no?
Can I say something, please?
I'm listening.
Go ahead, Sean.
Because, listen, baby, I'm with you, right? That's why I said, let's talk about this shit off of Facebook, right? But for you and the other sisters, okay? I think y'all putting too much faith in these men when y'all first meet them. You know what I mean? You expecting something that they haven't even shown you yet, right? It is good dudes out here still, and it is a bunch of bums, right? And I don't want it to ever seem like it's your fault that somebody hitting on you because it's not. It's not. But you gotta ask yourself, baby, what is it that's attracting these type of dudes? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Really, what is it? For real, because it's something about you. It may be that you come across too nice.
Well, Kamar, hold on.
I'm sorry. Thing, though.
I'm sorry, not Kamar. Sean, I want to just I didn't want you to say it's something about you, because that sounds to say it's something about you that you keep getting your ass beat.
I'm not saying that's getting her beat on.
No, I get it.
Attracting this personality, this behavior, right? Now, is it that your empathy, right? Your willingness to show compassion. You know what I mean? Could that be it? Sometimes we show our heart, right? Trying to show people that, hey, we here for you. That don't mean that we here for you to take advantage of. And sometimes, we don't deliver. And I don't. You know what I mean?
Hold on, Sean.
Wait, who is that?
That's Sean Moore. That was Sean Moore.
Yeah.
Kamar, you was about to. Kamar, hold on. Kamar was about to drop something in here. Go ahead, Kamar. Go ahead, Kamar.
I think what Sean was trying to say is he feel like, well, this is what I feel like. I feel like women should slow down a little bit. You know what I mean? Before they go all in with men, as well as men should slow down before we go all in with women, because you know what I mean. We keep winding up in these toxic relationships. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the time, you know, we wind up in these toxic relationships because it's something that we missing about ourselves.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what I think that's what he's trying to get at when he say, you know what I mean? You got to take a look at yourself.
Thank you, Kamar.
You know what I mean?
That's all good. I just for clarification, I just be trying to, you know, just be real. Because I don't want in any shape, form, or fashion to indicate that it's her fault.
You don't want it to sound like victim.
Never.
Right. Like, oh, girl, what's wrong with your ass? What you doing? You know, it'd be like, what you say? Hold on. So let me catch my chat room, y'all. Tiarsha Arthur says Ike was on all types of drugs, especially cocaine. So he had the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde personalities going on. This is one of the reasons he almost killed Tina Turner, allegedly. But I can tell you this: we would have to look into Ike's upbringing to see who hurt him, because hurt people hurt people.
Fucked up
right?
too.
So Ike might have been raised by one of the men that was him times two, because from what I hear from my mom about my grandfather, it wasn't no easy like Sunday mornings ever with him. Those men from that generation, especially from the South, who was really getting the boot in their ass every time they walked out the house. They walked a certain. That's why they had 5 and 6 families, right? Like all over the community. He wasn't showing no apathy for women. He wasn't showing no sympathy, and it was part of how they were. But you would think in 2023, we don't have that same kind of mentality, but obviously we do. But I think a lot of that has to do with mental health issues. Mama Jenkins is also in the chat room. She says, my son's father used to beat the shit out of me. But one day I told his ass, do not put his hands on me after I had my son. I almost killed the motherfuckers. They rolled his ass out on the cart. I knew it was time to leave, and we were high school sweethearts. But you know what I'm saying? She said, you don't have to stay in a relationship unless you want to. But I know you can get a person off your ass, because I did, right? Okay. And once again, my mom was very descriptive in her stories about her experiences with men who were physically abusive with me, right? Because the reality was my father wasn't her first husband, right? And I'm not telling my mama business or nothing. It all comes together about the understanding of what could have been the evolution of us as black men. Because my mom, during that time, she told me she had a couple different, and to the point where she was in the hospital, right? Like, in a coma, like real traumatic. Like I got trying to fight back and he hit me and I fell and hit my head on the curve, right? But the story was always, as soon as I got on my feet, I got the fuck on, right? Like my mom was like, yeah, that last time he did it, oh yeah, when his ass went to work, I fixed him a nice lunch and hugged him goodbye, and when he left, I left. And I went the opposite way of him and got my ass on, right? Like she was always like, you have to leave. You have to leave if you're getting abused, right? So that was the point of the story. Is that my kids crying? Because I thought they was too old for that shit. Hold on, let me see.
No, they're my kids.
Oh, I was finna say, I'm about to beat both of their ass because they way too old to be crying in the back. No, I'm bullshit. I knew that wasn't my kids. I was just trying to deflect. But no, anybody out there, you're going through something, you're feeling a certain kind of way about the community, about your relationships, about, maybe you got good news. It ain't all got to be bad, right? A lot of us have good news. Courtney says she's in school. She's, pursuing some different avenues now. Life is lifing for her. Kamara has talked about, man, my energy be all over the place. Sometimes I'm dealing with certain shit, but when I see a ray of light, I attach myself to the positivity.
Yeah, that's what I was finna say. It's always some light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what you going through. I don't care how low your low is. It's only there for the moment. You know what I mean? These moments pass. Life is full of moments.
Right.
Yeah, and we're not trying to belittle or demean anybody's situation, because you might be saying, no, for real, I am going through some of the toughest shit I've ever gone through. And I've been there too. I know we had a show last summer, man, where I was dealing with some shit after this surgery and I was fucked all up. I didn't know I was depressed, because I'm a person who think I don't suffer from depression. I'm cool. I can take the shit. I'm tough. Motherfucker, I played high school football and college. It didn't mean shit last summer. I was around this motherfucker in the dark, And I had to really realize, oh shit, nigga, you fucking nigga, you down, your shit's off. And so I had to get back up, right? Like, and so I know that that's real. And mine was medical, you know, but I can imagine how people's like, man, I'm so broke, right? Like I got a house full of kids and I don't even know how I'm gonna feed them. We 3 months behind in our rent. We're about to get evicted. I'm on the verge of being homeless and ain't nobody to help me. There's no support. So what you gonna do about that, Mr. Outlaw Radio? Right? I mean, you know, I give you some resource information, but I not necessarily fix your problem. So
well, listen, I need to relocate. Okay, you got any assistance for me? But no, I'm. If you do, I take free help all day. I don't mind taking help. I'm not a person above help. I'm a single mother of 4, so whatever helps, it helps. You know. But I did want to interject on you when Sean was saying you got to ask yourself, what is it that you're doing? You right, Kevin. Absolutely no reason why I should take an ass whooping at all. Okay, never, absolutely no reason. There's no justification to anyone putting their hands on nobody. Okay, but at the same time, Sean, I did ask myself that. What is it that keeps attracting these same niggas? Right?
See, you also said something. You said there was a red flag that you overlooked, right?
So that's where I was going.
That
now,
could be the key.
In the beginning, Sean, I ain't had no daddy that taught me what red flags was. And not only that, it was fighting going on all the damn time. Like Kevin said, you lay down and take this ass whooping and that's what you think. So I was real naive in the beginning. And it took for me to actually be put into a coma and in a 15-year toxic relationship before I started picking up on these red flags. You get what I'm saying? So if I don't know how I'm supposed to know it's a red flag until I experience it and see that that's unhealthy. Until I'm actually, it's the first time I've been punched in the face and I realize I don't like this.
But
you know?
I'm saying with that brother who said that though, sometimes it's keywords. Like that's when the violence starts. That's a real fucking, even if he joking, like what kind of fucking sense of humor do you have? That shit's not funny. Like that's
not,
you know, if you watch sometimes how a person communicates with others, right? And so, like, if you have a partner, you know, a lot of times in the beginning of a relationship, there's a kind of like what they call the honeymoon stage, right? Where you know, you're glamoring this individual. You want him to believe that you are who you say you are. But a lot of times, what you can do is watch how they communicate with other people, right? Like, so when I was very young, when I was probably about 20, 21, and I was single and I was just out here navigating, what I learned was, I would listen very carefully if I was on the phone with a female, how she spoke to her family in the background.
Right.
She'd be very polite to me and say, yeah, so we're going to go out this Friday. Yeah, we're going to kick it. Hold on. Bitch, do you better put my shit down? My bitch on my fucking ass. Hello? Oh, let me call you back.
Right.
Let me call you back. I don't want, no, we don't deal with that kind of energy at home.
I used to watch how they talk to their kids. Because, I mean,
too. Yes, sir.
If she going to lie to her kid, who the fuck am I? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, like, yeah. So I understand what you're saying about not being taught red flags, but yeah,
you know, a lot of, you know, we see red flags a lot of the time and we'll keep going. You know what I'm saying? And ignore it. And a lot of the time that be our emotion. That be our emotion that's making us stay. You know what I mean? And see, we got to think our heart is where our emotion lies and our brain is where our intellect lies. You know what I mean? Your intellect catch the red flags and gonna tell you what to do. You know what I mean? Your emotion gonna make excuses and shit and convince you to stick around. You know what I mean? And we have to learn how to use our intellect over emotion.
But we also not gonna keep saying that is what's attracting these people, because usually when you're a good person, you attract all people. We attract good dudes, we attract wild dudes, we attract.
That's right, Juice Lady, and that's what I was going to.
Right, we attract all of them, but it's why do we choose to interact, you know, with the negative ones? It's something, you know, we pass on the good ones, and it's something about the other ones that we choose to have an experience with them. So we need to figure out why are we choosing.
Let me ask both of y'all,
because they say a pusher is more exciting than a plumber, right? So you typically you gonna get down with the hot boy over you know, a little chubby plumber dude saying, "I just like to take you out to eat." You're like, I want to go out with his square ass. I feel like Sherman Klump. I don't want to go out with him, and he drive a van. I go out with a Laurente who drive on them 26s and got dreads and tats all on his neck. Right? I don't know how you thought that was gonna work out. Let me get the chat room, Sean, and then I'm gonna let you you know, pop your spiel. Tiarsha says you have to get to know someone first, find out if they was raised in a household where the guy's mother was always beaten, and the same about ladies. What type of household was she raised in? Also, Erica Hunt, it kind of sounds like the fellas you've met, you overlooked their red flags. Like this last fella, he told you the violence will happen if you move in together. Yes, it hurts, but thank God you are out of that BS. Keep it moving. She's just basically.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep it moving. But for all of those who are curious of what type of home I was raised in.
No, not you. Not you. They're not talking about what type of house.
No,
it's okay. Sean, I'm comfortable with sharing this. I was in foster care at the age of 5. So that should explain a lot to you. Everything I know and any achievement I've had is because I pushed forward and always went for the goal. You see what I'm saying? So like you know what I'm saying? I'm not no shortcomer, but I started in foster care. I started there. You get what I'm saying? And you know, you got foster care ain't no easy place to come up with.
Hell no.
And then at 18, when they throw your ass to Milwaukee Street. Now, mind you, I was 18 and I was 525 pounds.
I say what?
18-year-old version thrown to the street.
Wait, you said 500? Did you say 525 pounds?
I meant to say 125 pounds.
Holy shit, you scared the shit out of me.
Okay, so listen, wait a minute. Let me say that. Hold on, wait. Let me fix this for the fellas. I was 5'4", 125 pounds. My bra size was a triple D, and my waist was a size 12.
Okay, for anybody that's looking. No, well, that was a long time ago.
18 years old, fresh out of high school.
So you was out here.
So you said.
No, I wasn't out here, but I was turning heads. Is what I'm saying.
You were action.
And like the young lady, like Miss Juice Lady said, I was like, I didn't want. I remember when one of my foster mamas told me, she said, "You don't even notice that the dykes looking at you." I didn't know what the fuck that means, but she was upset and angry, so I wasn't trying to hear that.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So no, this is what I've been trying to, talk. But you asked me, you called me on the show, so I thought I was called.
Well, I just, I'm saying, we said the show was called Outlaw Radio. Break it down. I ask everybody how they're doing. What's up with them? The number's 262-202-5131. Feel free to call in, put it in the chat room. And it's just about, it extends itself to a lot of what's going on with our lives are really centered around our relationships with people. Right? Like either you're in a positive one, you're in a bad one, or you ain't in one at all. And usually that's kind of guiding how you're moving, right? And so because I had said something on the show the other night, and I didn't mean for it to come off like it did. I was really trying to celebrate black men and black women who have somebody that they care about really appreciating it. And I said,
and treat well.
Well, yeah, well, just trying to do the best you can, right, with this person and being appreciative and grateful for him. And I said, well, people out there who ain't got nobody with your lonely ass and all that. And I said, damn, when I listened back, I said, that shit sound kind of callous. Because I didn't really mean it like that. That was directed at people who are always putting up a front that, yeah, I'm by myself, but I'm so happy.
And I was lonely. I remember that.
I don't want nobody and this kind of thing. So I just said, damn, man, I didn't mean that to. So if somebody was single, they sitting at home like, oh, this motherfucker talking about me. I'm at the crib. The Juice Lady said, well, you gonna say that while I'm laying in the bed alone. I was
sucking myself in. Yeah.
I'm gonna read myself a bedtime story.
Man, but I'd rather be alone in my bed by myself and my children and be safe than to be with somebody who's gonna mistreat me, manipulate me, and abuse me.
Absolutely.
Very true. And a lot of this go back to, I didn't realize it until maybe like a couple months ago, but a lot of times when we in these situations, It's because we have abandonment issues, and that's why we stick with these people. We know we don't like it. We know we're not a fan of it, but we have these abandonment issues that we really don't know we have. So we're sticking with them. I don't know. It's like we don't want them to leave, or we don't want to be alone.
Hey,
Even though we don't really care about being alone. It's a lot of shit that goes into.
While you dealing with the issue, you don't know you going through it.
Right. So it's a whole thing that goes into it. So you can't really fault yourself. A lot of times you got to give yourself grace. You know what I'm saying? To just be proud of yourself for growing and learning and moving through it.
Yes.
Right.
Outlaw Radio, break it down on a Wednesday night. I got the whole family here. Got a bunch of people in the chat room. Got some people on the call, on the jack. Mama Jenkins says, y'all know black men used to beat that ass every weekend after they got off them damn jobs. Most of them black men at work were weekend drunks. The corner bars was full of men trying to evade their problems. Some women got their ass whooped for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a snack if they looked at them the wrong way. That, unfortunately, in our community, and this is why I say, y'all, every time somebody older get to popping about the good old days.
Yeah.
When was the good old days? When was it sweet, right? Like, because when I look back through, I say, man, this shit has always been a fucking struggle in the black community. And a lot of it, see, some of these, I guess they refer to it as the good old days because a lot of shit was not uncovered. Like, even when we talk about sexual harassment and sexual abuse in black families, a lot of that stuff it just was never talked about. We got this code. What go on in this house, stay in this house.
Stay in this house.
Yeah, because my mother had a real physicality if you told the in-house business. Like, motherfucker, let me tell you something right now. Right. You better go to that school. I wish you would tell that teacher. Why you got whips on your leg? Me and my brother was fighting. You tell her my mama whooped me and she get a call from a social worker. Whew, you won't go to school the next day. Your ass will be healing because she'll fuck you up. Like, you went up there and told them white folks my goddamn business. I mean, so we came up kind of pushing it under the rug. So I can understand how it becomes a cultural norm for our women to kind of deal with shit. So you got to still stand by your man, right? That's the old country song. Stand by your man, right?
I'm not calling that nigga back.
So let me ask my question now.
Okay.
We stand by men, right? This is
what? Next time you gonna beat me to a coma?
No, fuck that. All these sisters, right? Because I've been in a relationship for 28 years, and I got rules, right? If they broke, I'm out the door right now to this fucking day. Do y'all have rules going into these? I don't want to call them relationships because
sometimes we don't have standards.
Doesn't happen in weeks, huh?
Most of the time, with the upbringings that we came from, the upbringing she came from, abandonment type upbringings, you don't have standards. You don't have boundaries. Usually you lack that shit.
I do. I got
sometimes it take a while.
I keep passing.
I didn't say standards. I didn't say standards. Standards and rules are different. Rules.
So you mean like boundaries?
When I say rules, like boundaries, like any female, right? I don't care, joking or not. If you say you're gonna call the police on me, you will never hear from me again. And I'm not in the streets. That's just a rule of mine, right? I don't play that. If you call me out my name, punk ass, bitch ass, all that, any of that shit, you'll never hear from me, right? I don't want to deal with that's a rule of mine.
Okay.
I will walk away from you after years.
Right. That's just a rule. So I'm not going into any association or relationship if that's involved, right? I'm saving myself from.
Then that means isolation, Sean.
Isolation? That means peace. That means, okay, this specific type of person that shows me this type of behavior, I will not accept that. Okay, I ain't got to worry about that no more.
But Sean,
right?
Sean,
just like,
I think, and I don't. This is another thing. I don't want this to be understated. Sometimes, and I think this is like we're talking about positive reinforcement. Sometimes, if you're not raised with a certain kind of direction or structure, right? I guess it is possible. And I'm one of those people because I don't believe in making excuses for nothing. And I'm one of them people who always talks about, well, this motherfucker should have knew better and da. But several people have pulled me to the side. Sean, you done this to me before when we've been in a conversation about something. You say, motherfucker, you had 2 goddamn good ass parents and a good ass home. You don't know nothing about no struggling. You ain't never missed no meal. You ain't right, and you're right. And I say, damn, you know what? He right though, because that everybody didn't have my daddy, everybody didn't have my mama. You know, and you know, so like learning lessons about not to allow somebody to abuse you. I can vividly remember that this was one of my mother's main points early on. You do not come in this house crying because somebody beat you up. You don't come home talking about somebody bullied you. We don't do that shit around here. Because first of all,
Right.
I'm going to whoop your ass, and then I'm going to send you back out there to fight that motherfucker. Now, who are you more worried about, me or them? Every time I chose her. Like, I don't want no smoke with you, mama. I done seen your work. So I go out and beat the hell out of somebody. And if you fucked with me, I'm beating your ass. And I knew at an early age, it's not cool to allow somebody to mistreat you. So I was very fortunate. And that's why I want to be careful with how we even approach it, Sean, because we don't want to assume somebody had good examples. Sometimes you just ain't had good relationship examples of relationships, right? Like sometimes you just been around a bunch of dysfunction for a long time and you say, well, I don't even know what this shit's supposed to really even look like. All I know is what I've seen.
Yeah.
So I want to be, sympathetic in that fashion. Paris says, yep, Kev, my mom was the same way. Yeah,
and
my
there's
mom
so
was
many different mindsets that go into it. It's like, you know, my mama used to mistreat me. So being mistreated was a normal thing. Hopping into a relationship, being mistreated, shit, the person closest to me mistreated me. So this shit was normal. I remember the first time I got called out my name by a dude, and I was like, that shit don't hurt my feelings. I done heard worse. When that shouldn't have been my motherfucking mindset. My mindset should have been I'm not accepting this. So it's so much that goes into the different things and the environments of the person, the upbringing of the person. And, you know, it's not just one thing fix all. They're all, you should have just thought like this. Or you could have just said, no, it's a lot of shit that goes into it.
Okay. And
So
with the understanding that some of us are making conscious decisions to be in these situations, right?
Very true.
Because
Very true.
There's some women I've heard women saying, he ain't got no money, and my man got to be out here getting it. He got to have this, he got to have that, and woo woo woo. But see, there's a certain set of behaviors that come with that cat too. First of all, if he got that much money and that much street status, please don't believe you're the one. You're the only one. There's several others. If you come into this situation and you say you got kids, well, yeah, I got 4 baby mamas. Why do you think as the 5th one you're going to get put up on a pedestal, right? And then you surprise when he does what he does. So you chosen because of monetary gain or status, or girl, I can appear to be flossing. Like we talk about a lot of times, black people try to put stuff on the outside and hope that it will deal with the inside, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Like you just dressing up a bucket. But they say you got candy paint put on a jalopy, a wig on a pig, right? It's still a pig. It just got a wig on, right? Depending on whether or not you're attracted to pigs, right? And some of my brothers are chasers. So, but that's a whole different show. I didn't mean to say that. JoJo, he said big facts, little bro. Mama Burns didn't play no games. Well, Joy would know. He was there firsthand. I'm trying to tell you. and yeah, for real.
Listen, Kevin, I'm one of them mamas. I'm that mama. I definitely taught my nieces, nephews, and my children, if they hit you, you better hit them back, or you're gonna have to answer to me.
Okay. But now, did you teach
some
them a
mamas
lesson?
Are still out here.
Did you teach them the lesson of why it was important for them to do that? Because sometimes you say that to kids and they interpret it as my mama want me to fight. See, now, if I went and started to fight, I got my ass whooped. Like if I came home and I got in trouble, my mother say, "What happened?" I'd be like, "Dude hit me, so we fought." If I say I hit him first, she'd be like, "I'm whooping your ass. You go up here starting fights. You think you bad? Now I'm gonna get my ass whooped. I thought you wanted me to fight." No, let me break it down for you. That's the name of the show. Y'all see how I be weaving this shit in? They got the
good, bro. You good.
Too good at this shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, you great, bro.
Just talking shit, man.
But hey, Kev, though, let me ask you this, right?
Go ahead. Okay.
So I mentioned earlier that I had spent a long time in foster care, right?
Okay.
Now that was back in the 80s and the 90s, right? And I feel like me and my siblings was stole by the DA, but that's a whole nother topic. And it's still a lot of children going through what I went through as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then we question how come kids is reckless and dangerous.
Right. Yeah, and I was just gonna say that's probably why shit ain't getting no better because
Mhm.
this cycle is repeating itself over and over and over, right?
It's a
And so
business.
yeah.
It's a business. We growing up, well shit, we had a foster child. It was one of our family members who parents couldn't really handle her anymore because she had she was a diabetic. And with my mother being a nurse, she was the prime candidate for taking care of her. But when we had got her, she was raised in foster care, real shit, on a farm, and the people who owned the farm, that's all they did was take in children with issues that they can get the biggest buck for,
Right.
and
Right.
and like we used to get her like, dude, what the fuck was they doing with you? Like, what they doing with the money? But it's a business. Like the DAs really do steal like it was a documentary I was watching, and they were saying how the term crack baby that we always heard was actually false.
I've said that.
They
People keep telling me I'm lying.
Right.
so they said they
Hey, well, that's why I'm
created
always
that
hollering crack
term
baby, because
in
I'm
order
from
to take children away, and they targeted black women, especially black women who they knew had a substance issue.
Oh my God.
Or even now, till this day, they're more likely to test black women urine for marijuana. And even now, till this day, there might be a social worker waiting on the mother after she have a child because the doctors and shit secretly tested her for substances.
Now hold on.
It's a business.
I would
Oh,
tell
they
all
did me
y'all.
like that. I stood
tell
my ground.
I would tell all y'all this. There's a documentary that was on Netflix. It's called Crack, right?
That's probably the one.
And if you go and watch this, it breaks down from the inception, and it basically starts its focus in New York because New York went absolutely batshit, right? And it shows where it starts and how it happens. And I've spoken about this many times, and brothers have told me that I was lying. There's a part on there where they break that whole situation down, and there's black women who said, look, when I had my baby, I didn't have no insurance. I had no medical care. I was barely making it. I was welfare. I was on welfare with my other kids. And when I went in, a social worker came in and asked me, have you done any drugs? And she said, yes. Before I was pregnant, I smoked marijuana and I smoked cocaine. And she said instantly they labeled my baby a crack baby. And they even go so far as to say that there's really no biological connection between newborns who have been in the womb of a woman who smoked crack. Their amounts and occurrences of them being, mentally ill and whatnot is on the same par as any regular woman, any regular childbirth. And I said, man, so and Nancy Reagan used that.
They weaponized that term.
Reagan, they used that to further vilify, to justify their war on drugs, which we all know now was bullshit.
Right.
Bullshit. So, and now you got a generation of people who believe they crack babies and have been trained to be crack babies so that they can flood the prison systems and the mental
and take kids and keep the foster care system going.
Right.
Yeah. And I can tell you this from working with juvenile justice here in Milwaukee. When you got a kid that's in treatment foster care, guess who makes money? There's a social worker, there's an agency, there's a mentor, there's a tracker, there's a special agent, a special education teacher, there is a probation officer, there's a lawyer, there's attorneys, there's judges. You see how many people staying in Wauwatosa off one kid, right? All you motherfuckers living good. And so you're right. It is a business. And the crack baby thing, y'all can look it up.
Right.
Damn, real. I'm glad you said that, man, because I've been saying that for years. The brother said, Kev, you can't tell me that if a baby born. I said, no, there's no biological. This is not a real thing. Crack baby is not a real thing. But they no, man, you don't know what you're talking about right there, bro. I got you now. You know how brothers be, they watch YouTube all the time and they become scholars. Go ahead.
Then you got all these people. You got all these people who believe they crack babies, and now we got to what's the word? Deprogram them?
Yeah. What you see right now in Milwaukee public schools. And listen, I have to shout out to my sister Beverly Williams. I got to get Miss Beverly on the show because they stay on the heels of MPS, right?
Yeah.
And years back there was this discovery and this lawsuit based that said Black children are disproportionately suspended at a higher rate than their white counterparts, right? Like, so there came this wave through the school system where y'all got to stop suspending Black kids. This is crazy that y'all suspend this, because if you look at MPS, the suspension rates are super high. This article is in the People's News Network, by the way, and it says years later, little to no progress has been made in dealing with the suspension rates of our youngsters, right? And $1.5 billion MPS, right? But and that's all connected to the children being connected to IEPs, because how many of those children have been given some sort of a title or some sort of affliction early on and medicated, right? And
Right.
their parents, that check becomes a part of our budget every month. That's why he can have a 0.0 and be suspended 50 times. He got some new J's, he got a new jersey. He'll come to school with you be like, what the fuck you doing with that? He got a new iPhone. This motherfucker ain't passed not near in class, but he gets a check. He gets that supplemental income. So we, and some of us, have allowed our children to be a part of this kind of, and then they push them out into the world. Well, let me tell you something. When you go to a job interview, there's no IEP, right? When you're trying to get a job in the real world, you can't say, oh yeah, by the way, I'm special ed.
You got that good old resume though, Kev.
But you can't, if you put IEP on there, they're gonna be like, who gives a fuck? You had an IEP in school that you were special ed. They don't have no special ed interviewer. Oh, I can't interview you. We got a special ed interviewer. No, you go to the same interviewer that I go to. They either put your ass in the boardroom.
Documentation.
They put you in the boardroom, or they put your ass in the mailroom based on that resume and that interview. I thought I was gonna get a job upstairs. No, your ass will be outside at the back door. You are the official garbage engineer. You're the trash engineer of the building. Why the fuck they put me here? Because you ain't got no IEP, right? We have to stop doing that to our kids, man. We have to stop doing, and we keep saying the man, the white man. It's a lot of sisters who done told me, well, he get a check. And so I've had these conversations because I worked in social services. Well, he get a check, and and I'll be like, well, are you, maybe you should look at maybe getting his medications adjusted, because he's in class, he's a zombie. I've seen him when he doesn't have medication, and I've worked with him when he's on the medication. I can't even deal with this kid when he's on these meds, right? Like, either he's a zombie or he's bouncing off the walls. Right. And so that mother will tell you, well, I mean, it helped me because his daddy don't help me. And so that money do help me. And I'm sitting there looking like, oh, you don't want to say it. I sold my kid. You don't want to say it.
To my kids.
Right. But I that's what I'm hearing, because you got 5 of them and they all special ed, so they all get a check. You don't got to work. You don't have to go to work.
Can I suggest something?
Go ahead, brother.
Since we talking about the sister coming on your show, and we know the issues, right? We know what she's trying to do, and we know who she's targeting and why she's targeting. When she come on the show, can we be prepared with some suggestions so that she can accomplish what she's trying to accomplish?
Who coming on the show, Sean?
Beverly Williams, ain't she?
Oh, okay. I you got to let me know. I don't know. I'm saying, well, who you done invited? I didn't know. Because you will invite some motherfucker. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you. No, you ain't. Okay. Okay. We on the same page. Hey, I needed you to break it down. See how I weave that shit in. I need you to break it down.
Oh yeah.
No, what was you saying to ask Sister Beverly now? Okay, Miss Beverly, what was you?
She has been on this, man. She's been fighting for our kids and MPS, and I'm saying, since we know that she's coming on, and we know her fight, her story, instead of just letting her come on and us ask the questions that we already know the answers to, let's be prepared to offer suggestions to help her complete her task.
I mean, she has more in-depth information and more particulars.
You gotta do some research. That's what that means.
But she has more. She actually goes to the school board meetings She shows up. She's out. She's in, like, not just knee deep, right? And that's why when I would bring her on, the first thing I would have to do is listen at what she has going on right now, and then maybe we could talk. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have a problem telling you what she wanted what she thought the solution should be, because she spent a lot of time as a classroom teacher in MPS. And she's been on before, so I know she will, because she's been on here before and said this is how things should be. It would be better if it was this way. So I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have any problem, articulating that on the show. I mean, she knows her stuff, man, for real. And that's why I put her post in the People's News Network, because if you're interested about what's going on in the school system, then we deal with somebody who could really, and she's not alone. She has and even she big up the sister who got beat by the cops at central office and then found out that they had stole money from her and fired her unjustifiably, and
they sure did.
so Shonda Bailey, I think her name is, and so
Yeah.
Miss Beverly's on top of all of that. Like, no, we supporting this sister.
Yeah.
She been riding with her. But I wanted to ask this question too, though, since we talking about relationships and whatnot, and I keep seeing this, and I know it's a little old now, but I didn't talk about it because I don't really talk about Dwayne Wade a lot. I'm really just over Dwayne Wade. But there's this controversy of Gabrielle Union, his wife, coming out saying, even though he has $100-something odd million worth, and she still has to pay half the bills.
Right.
So it became this very controversial topic of 50-50. How does this go? Well, it would say, Kev, what's on your mind, right? I say, listen, I'm a firm believer in 50-50, right? I'm a firm believer in, and it might not necessarily be 50-50, because I think it varies. It depends on who's up. It depends on who's got the majority of what. So there are times when I feel like if I'm doing very well, I will assume a certain amount of responsibility. And there's times when my wife, if she's doing well, I would expect her to assume a certain amount of responsibility. I believe in equal pulling. I don't believe, I pay all the bills and no, baby, you just do what you want to do. And you see, I would have never been interested in a woman who was interested in that.
Right.
My thing would have always been, one of the admirable qualities I always had that with my wife is that she was a person who would not sit still. She was going to go work and get what she needed, and she wasn't going to ask nobody for nothing. She was about, I don't need shit from you. I want you. I don't need you. Right. Like, and so, because I can get out here and get my own. And I thought that's cool, because if I get hit by a truck tomorrow, I know my kids will be straight. It won't be like, daddy dead, now we got to move on Buffum. Shout out to Buffum if you live on Buffum. But it's not, for me, it's not the ideal neighborhood, right? Like, I'm just saying. But no, so I believe that there should be push and pull. I wouldn't even say 50-50. I just think it need to be equal effort. My old folks say we got to be evenly yoked, right? Like, so I want to know how y'all felt about this 50-50 thing, man. Because I felt like, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, in Dwayne Wade's case, I get it, but I don't, because if I had that much money, but also too, you don't want to turn her into a trophy wife. All she doing is sitting around drinking mimosas all day. Then you end up with the white girl off Scarface, right? And so you don't want that, right? So what do you think? Kamar, what you think about the 50-50 thing?
I feel like this is a conversation that's divisive, right?
Okay.
It's meant to be divisive between black women and black men. Don't know
That's
other
right.
race talk about this shit. And you know what I mean? It's all about the dynamics of the relationship. It's about who you are, what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be a woman that want a man to pay all the bills. You know what I mean? And you can have that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's your choice. Those are your standards. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some men out there that feel like, I'm going to pay all the bills for my family, and that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? So anybody can have anybody. I just say find that person for you. We ain't even got to talk about this shit. You know what I mean? Because like I say, I feel like it's an argument. It's a divisive argument for black men and black women.
Mm-hmm.
So would you be cool with a woman saying, hey, I just want to stay at home. I need for you to get all the money. I just want to chill. I want to take care of the house.
He said he don't want to talk about it.
Pay all the bills. Would you be cool with that?
Well, it depends. Like, where am I at in life at that point?
Where you at right now? Where you at right now?
No, I can't have that right now. I couldn't even, you know what I mean? Like, we got to be a team. You know what I'm saying? We a team. And then here's another aspect. If we a team and we all working, right? We working at this bag. We don't even know who paying the bill because the bills is getting paid out of this bag.
Right.
Okay.
That's why I said this conversation is meant to be divisive between black men and black women. That's all that is, man. This one of them. This a podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. But not really though, Kamar. And I'm gonna tell you why it's relevant. Because I know Real has a totally different perspective. And look, Tiarsha says, "What did you smoke? You forgot you said you wanted to invite Beverly within 2." I didn't know if me and Sean were on the same page. And that's why I said invite. Now, who are we saying? And I'm going a million miles a minute. I'm playing the piano and singing at the same time. So sometimes, yeah. So yeah, but the smoke ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't saying that I didn't smoke nothing, right? But it didn't have anything to do with the price of tea in China. But no, Kamar, I think it's relevant because once again, Sean said standards, right? Is that what you said, Sean? Standards?
Yeah, no, she said standards. I
boundaries,
rules, boundaries, standards, all the same.
I said standards. I said it's okay for anybody to have a standard.
Right. Okay. So I said all that. I referred to that to say I think you have to establish ground rules when you get into any relationship, and I think you have to, communicate to the other person what your expectation is, especially monetarily, because finances make up the majority of divorces and breakups. And that money, when that money get funny, so does the honey, right? And so
as soon as my pockets get bigger than theirs, they be mad.
Well, see, but there's another thing. That's where I was going, because how many of us can handle it when the woman makes the majority? And this is a reality for black men today, because black women are the most mobilized, polarized people on this planet. More education, more credit, they get more money, they spend more money too. But they are, especially when it comes to black men. I had a conversation with Anthony Courtney at Coffee Makes You Black, in which he said, man, black women are dynamic. They're doing big things. But brothers got to understand, you ain't in competition with your woman. You ain't in competition with your brother. You know what I'm saying? So we have to stop, approaching it like that. Real, what you think about the 50-50 rule?
I feel just like you said, that's something that should be discussed within the dynamics of the relationship. As far as me, I've had both. I've had it each way. I've had where we both were working and equally contributing to bill paying. I've had it to where, I used to work for Pepsi and Frito-Lay and shit. I used to do warehouse work back in the day. Cause I got married at 20. So, I had to get that bread to start that family. So I did like Pepsi and warehouse work and shit. So I had hurt my back. So there was a time I was at home raising my newborn while she went to work in the bank industry. So there was a time where it was that way. Currently, I'm the breadwinner, but I still look at me and my lady as 50-50 or just not even 50-50, just partners, because she does her thing in her avenue. I don't have to worry about if my clothes about to be clean. I don't have to worry about what the fuck I'm gonna eat. So that's still her maneuvering within her realm. But like Kamar was saying, and not saying having it on this show, but that whole 50-50 shit was meant to just it was to further devalue black men. They already tried to make us obsolete, because now some women, and women are doing a lot better as far as education and money, but some women ain't doing shit. But they still get funded by Uncle Sam and love from white Jesus in the church. So they don't need niggas. They in love with Jesus and get paid by the state. So this is just one of them fuller, just real shit, man. So this is one of those things just to further devalue us. But I think it is a good conversation piece, because it teaches, like y'all was talking about before, having standards. I used to peep when women talk about that shit, and it's like, okay, are you going to be a homemaker while I work, or you're going to work too, and I just don't see any of that bread, because it ain't no point for you working if that bread ain't coming to the house. You ain't about to be working for fucking brunches, boots, and and women's retreats. Fuck all that shit. While all my shit holding down the household, man, fuck you. So,
All right.
The idea is to build.
Right. This ain't shit. I done seen motherfuckers put together nest eggs, and when they feel like they got to where they needed to get, now it's like, well, I don't know if I want this to work anymore. No, fuck all that shit. You gonna have to kick back that
understanding.
Hey, you got some people. You got some people who go into relationships. I ain't saying all, but you got some people who go into relationships thinking that 50-50 stuff because they ain't confident that the relationship gonna last.
Okay, I want to because I got to get Courtney's take on this, and I got to get Sean, but Mama Jenkins is in the chat room repping. She says over here in this house, it ain't no 50-50. It's share alike. There's 3 bank accounts in this house, one for the house and his saving and my saving, each of our names on all of them. All right, Mama Jenkins, that's what's up. Make it do what it do. Tiasha says Gabrielle Union explained that the reason she decided to do 50-50 is because once before she relied strictly on that person, and when it ended, she was left starting over. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not the way when I was growing up. My dad worked at A.L. Smith and my mom was a nurse. She decided to become a housewife. Now we need 2 incomes to survive. Mama Jenkins says there's a budget in the house to pay the bills, and you have to have a lot of communication and common sense. Okay, and some sacrifice. Ticey said, not brunch and boots. Not
brunch, boots, and dumbass women's retreats and shit.
So Courtney, I want to get your take, but I do want to say, like, you know, we talking about 50-50 and whatnot. And Gabrielle Union, I think one of the issues here is that she says, well, I cheated on my first husband because I made more money than him. Right? I cheated on him because I was making all the money and I felt I was justified to do so. So Gabby is she's a whole bag of tricks. She
acting like a dude anyway.
Well, see, man, we know she got a lot of issues. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
it ain't nothing like somebody.
Gabrielle Union, man.
Right. It ain't nothing like quoting somebody that's toxic, right? To start some more toxic shit. Courtney, what you think about the 50-50 joint?
You know, I'd always say, you know, the women back in the day, I never said I wanted to be in the workforce. Who said I want to be a housewife? I want to just make pies and biscuits and, you know, live that type of life. I'm a fan of that. But no, 50-50 is cool. Us being partners, I'm a fan of that. But I've also lived a life where someone has paid all the bills and sent me money for lunch, and you know, that life was good too. That was all right. I like that. So, but I'm also a fan of a partnership, so I'm open to whatever. You know, we're going to talk about it. We're going to start off at the 50-50, but if it goes to 80-20, you know, if it goes to 100-0, hey, I have no problem with it.
I think one of the problems, though, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about getting a man that's going to pay for everything and do everything, a lot of women can get complacent with that, right? And then if the relationship don't end, it'd be just like the sister just said, you left out with nothing. And then there you is stuck, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to have something better than 50. I mean, not 50-50, but you got to do better than just one person doing everything. You know what I mean? It just don't work like that. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want my daughter getting into a relationship with a man and he paying everything and she just don't have to do nothing and get, you know what I mean? And he buy everything and pay all the bills.
I mean, but she is doing something. She cooking
check
dinner.
it out, 30-40 years from now, if the relationship,
the food he bought.
Hey, listen, 30-40
what about
years.
When he died, Courtney?
Listen, 30-40 years from now, you know what I mean? When the relationship is over or something, you know, if that happens, you know what I mean? Then what? You know what I mean? She ain't all them years gone. She ain't been working, no schooling. Like, how do you even get a job at this 40 years later? You know what I'm saying?
So why she ain't have to go to school and stuff just because he paying for everything? What if she was going to school? She cooking dinner, you know what I'm saying? She cleaning up, she going to school. You know, she might not be working, but she may be doing different things.
How many women don't think
cooking dinner don't justify me paying all the bills?
Hey,
It depends on the
You
person
can,
you with,
well, no,
Kev. That's
because
you.
you can hold on. You
That's
can
you,
cook when you
Kev.
get off work. That don't justify you not working.
most people ain't gonna do shit if somebody paying for everything and
Right,
doing
right.
You know what I'm
everything.
saying?
Most
Sean, what
people.
you think about this?
When it comes to Gabrielle now,
Period.
put them splitting shit.
Okay.
When it comes to normal relationships, man, if we're in a relationship, if we're married, right, we have a life together, right? Ain't no your bill, my bill. Those are our fucking bills. I'm along the lines of mama. Put your money up. I'm gonna put my money up, but we gonna take care of our house, our household, our family.
I believe
right?
that. I believe there are some of her. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I cut you off. I got emotional. Go ahead.
I don't want you not knowing how to do shit. You know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna stay home and I'm just gonna sew and I'm gonna cook. Okay, what if I die suddenly and you got to get back into the workforce?
Right.
That would not work, right? Me and my wife, man, we alternate on the cooking, right? We share the fucking bill. We share the headache. We share the pain. We share the joy. We share the laughter.
We got a caller. Is this
a problem, man?
Is this Erica calling back in? I just want to see who the caller is. Caller.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing today?
Oh, Chicago Win is in the building. What's going on, man?
That's right, baby.
What's going on with you, man?
Just calling in, man. Give us a sound off, Chicago Win in the building. Woo woo.
Pause. that didn't come off right. It didn't sound like it didn't come off right. How you doing though? You said woo woo. Chicago Win in the building. Woo woo. I thought you was gonna say period. I was gonna say hang up on this motherfucker.
Actually, man, I was calling your phone, man, to talk to you.
Okay.
I didn't mean to mess up. I didn't mean to mess up the show.
No, you good. I just hit you afterwards.
Okay.
All right. Shout out to Chicago Win in Arizona because I knew something was off when he said woo woo, like he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. But Sean, okay, so I believe this. I believe she does have some bills that are hers that she should pay.
Okay.
I believe your car note is your car note.
Yeah.
I believe you want your nails done. I don't mind every now and then to say, hey, I've been to the mani pedi with my wife, right? We getting there together, right? But that's not part of my budget. If she wants some, to get her, I'm go buy me some boots. I've been in the store and bought some boots before, but that's that's a special occasion, right? That's not the norm. Like, I need some shoes.
I'm not gonna buy.
Well, right. Well, she, but once again, one of my wife's qualities is she's not gonna ask me unless it got to be if she's down and she says, I'm broke. Ain't no problem. But by and large, normally she gonna do before I know it. She bringing in boxes and shit. Like, oh, you went shopping? Yeah, I had to go get woo. And that's what I would prefer. Like, I don't really want no woman who wants to, well, I'll cook. Well, no, you go and work. We can eat some Hot Pockets or some shit. That ain't no. Well, I just want to stay home.
But what if I do work though? We're not gonna say the person don't work. I was working and he still chose to pay all the bills.
Right. No, I was saying that he probably did. I'm talking about me. I was talking about me.
Yeah, we see you don't like that, kid. You don't need like hugs, kid.
No. It depends. A hug is nice every now and then. It's just it's a time and a place for everything and shit, right?
What?
You're always hugged up and shit. What's the fuck wrong with them? Like every time you see them, wearing the same clothes and shit. Get out of here. 5th grade.
I'm hugging everywhere, grabbing booty, all that.
Right.
Up in Walmart.
Well, I mean, hugs, man.
There's nothing wrong with PDA, but damn, what you all up in Walmart holding hands? You look ridiculous, man.
Holding hands is ridiculous.
Well, you walk around Walmart. If you was at the lakefront walking with your lady holding hands, I get it. But why y'all up in Target holding hands? Come on, man.
We like holding hands. I want to hold his hand everywhere.
Man, we call on Capitol, we call you a mark. Look at this mark. dog. Right now, that's just me though. Don't y'all take that. This is why I don't give relationship advice and shit, right? Like, cause this not what
He said, man,
I'm
don't be
just
holding
saying.
her hand.
I believe I think because my budget ain't hers either. Cause a lot of the bullshit I like to do, she ain't gonna fund it. Right? She ain't gonna be like, you need some weed, you out of weed, you want something to drink or something? That's your bill. Don't ask me to bring you no beer home. I'm not doing it. So it's just, I think there are some his and hers, but I think there should be some unified fronts, like you're saying. If if will help me pay for this, so we can have things. Absolutely, I think you should, but I don't think you should be overly, charitable. Just I get it, I pay for it. I seen somebody put a meme on a Facebook. A woman said, "I love I got it ass nigga." Oh, you know what I'm finna get to you? I'm like, that nigga's dumb as fuck. Everything I got it, I got it, I got it. All right,
Hey,
you got to blame Disney.
She lousy as a motherfucker too. Just to have an attitude like that.
But it's a lot of men out here like that. They love I got it ass female because we know it's plenty of them out here. There's plenty of people.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Don't worry about it. I got it, baby. Don't
Sometimes
worry.
too, but what I'm not gonna do is to build up a dependency on her, right? Because then she has all the cards, right? Like, so yeah, you thought it was smooth until she started treating your ass like an 8-year-old. Like, I'm not buying you no more shoes, and you be like, damn, come on, baby, you ain't got no money. I'm not gonna be. It's not gonna happen for me. I'm not. Well, you sticking a sign, stapling a sign to my shirt and shit when I go somewhere with my name on it and shit. I know who I am. I'm not a kindergartner. And the spirit of independence, and I think that's one of the things I think she liked about me, that I wasn't the type of motherfucker always asking somebody for something. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go. I don't. When I need help, I'll ask for it, but most of the time, I'm gonna try to not need help. Right? Mm-hmm. When it comes down to dire straits, if I gotta say, man. And I got people who I can depend on to call and say, bro, man, I need it. But man, I ain't called on none of them favors in a very long time because we counterbalance each other. So when I am low, she's good. And if she gets low, I'm good. Right. And I think balance is what you need in a relationship. So all these people talking about, I think the funniest part is all the people who talk about their standards about 50-50 are people who don't even have nobody.
That's what it be.
See, here you go again. See,
that's what it be.
No. Hey, that's some real shit.
They paying 100 right now and looking down on 50-50.
Right.
Right. I wouldn't have no man if he talking about, okay, well, you keep what you keep your 100. And see,
paying that whole rent.
Single people have the most relationship advice, right? Like, single people know all about relationships. They'll tell you, man, I wouldn't. Or girl, I wouldn't. And then you'd be like, well, damn, you ain't had a man or a woman in years. Like, once you hit 40 and you ain't really got nobody, it's something there. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, man, I hate to, hey, what's wrong with you? Right? Like, what's up with you? Right? Like, what's going to break it down for me? Erica Hunt says sometimes as a lady, you need one of them I got it, man. See, no, there's for a man, there's a certain pleasure derived from being able to do that for your lady. Like, you take your woman out, I got it, baby. Get what you want. You in the store. Well, I was looking at these, nigga. Go ahead, get it. I got it. That has its place. I'm not saying that doesn't have its place. I'm saying it shouldn't be all the time. Unless you got it like that. If you say, Kev, I'm having it like that. I'm having millions. Then I throw my hands up and say, let me get 100 or something, man. My bad. Go ahead. But for me, it's just like, even within that, if I was a very rich man and my wife didn't really work 9 to 5, I would hope she had some causes. Like, she's a member of certain groups that's working in the community, or she's making moves over here to do things instead of just sitting at the crib all day. Eating bonbons and shit.
I feel like the goal should be to get us both to the point where we could kick our feet up and live life happily ever after. You know what I'm saying? However your relationship go, this should be the goal. You know what I mean? If one motherfucker paying all the bills, work out for y'all, do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you want to do the 50-50 thing, do it. If you want to just work, y'all want to work on one bag and put it together and build it, do it. You know what I mean? Whatever works for you.
But don't go out here, you getting all this money and you spend all your time getting money and you find out she banging the gardener. Then you ain't never here, bro. You out getting money. Right. So that's why little Pedro knocking the stuffing out that Egg McMuffin when you pull off in the morning. Hey, how you doing? He gone now. I can come in. Come on up, Pedro. Go ahead
You know
downtown.
that's real. That's really racist, don't
I
you?
know, man. Damn, what's wrong with me, man?
I just want you to know that, bro.
And I
I'm
said
looking
his
out for
name
you.
was
Just in case you
Pedro
have
and
big
shit.
feelings.
I'm
Right.
Man, leave it
horrible,
to
man.
Kev.
I will never get a mainstream radio job ever. This shit is fucked up, man. What's up with me? Right? Like, what's going on? What's wrong with Kevin? What's going on with you, Kevin? Where does the hate come from?
Need more hugs. That's all. We talked about this. We know.
No.
20 seconds.
Yeah, but I see a lot of Facebook relationship experts who talk about stuff in relationships all the time, and I just because one thing I don't really do is comment on Facebook posts. Like you rarely see me commenting on. I put a lot of them up in my group, but I don't really comment. Like I don't get into debates with people on Facebook. Like I'm not. First of all, my finger's too big. It takes me a long time to type a word. And this motherfucker be done got off on me 3-4 comments, and I'm still on my first sentence and shit. Like, damn, But second of all, I got a whole microphone, so I'd rather just talk about it. Fuck, I'm texting for. I mean, what I'm writing, commenting for, and shit. But I learned that a long time ago. This is something else too, because we at this part of the year, NBA, black men, and I seen this story. That's why I'm talking about this. There was two brothers arguing about who was better, LeBron or Jordan, and one of the brothers shot the other brother. And I see these debates about LeBron James versus Jordan, right? And this gets heated from brothers. It gets heated, believe it or not. I've seen it get heated before. And LeBron, how you doing, Ruben Anderson? He said he's in New Mexico. Hold it down for the people down there, man. And I say, what is this big debate about? LeBron is better than Jordan. Jordan is better than LeBron. And I feel like black people always have to kind of classify things. Biggie's better than Tupac. These and most of the time it'd be us arguing about a team neither one of us are on. Right? It's like, bro, you don't really play for the Lakers, right? Like you bought a jersey, now all of a sudden you think you under contract. Like, are we gonna get out of this tonight? No, you're not on the team. It's not gonna be you. And I just can't understand why we can't appreciate LeBron for what he's done socially. In the shadows of Jim Brown's death, we talk about Jim Brown just passed away, and I talked about his social impact. The end when he became a Trumper, I'm gonna leave that where it's at. But Jim Brown was a symbol of getting out here doing for the people when he was an athlete, and we said that's what we loved about him. Muhammad Ali, his social commentary and whatnot, we loved it. And LeBron is paid for kids to go to school, and he ain't never been caught up. Got a black woman, right? Got a black woman, with his children, no that we know of, no outside children and all this kind of stuff. And we look at all that, and then you take Jordan, who didn't give a shit about us, cheated on his wife, had a kid outside the marriage, and the Chicago media hid it. And we say, well, none of that matters. It's about the court, who's best on the court. I feel like all that does matter. I judge my greatest on how they dealt with the people. That's why I asked that question about Tina. It's like, well, Tina came back with an English accent. Like we always, you're a queen, rest in peace. And they're like, wait a minute, what they actually do? So
Yeah, but see, man, for some people, you messing with their escape, with their peace, right? That's how they get away from reality, right? Okay, listen, man, I don't want to discuss what he did off the court. I don't care about that, right? That's not my thing. I'm just saying that my entertainment is Michael Jordan. That's the person that helps me remove myself from all the shit you talking about. And now you wanna include him in a world I don't even want to discuss. Why are we talking about politics and religion and all this when we talk about basketball, right? That's how some people just feel, man. They don't want to. It's like religion. You don't want to talk about religion with certain people. You just don't want to do it, man. For them, it's sacrilegious. Do not talk about their God. They will kill you about it.
I honestly feel like if you got something bad to say about LeBron James, you just a hater and you jealous of him. because there's nothing there. You say he went to 6 championships, he lost. He only got 4. Have you ever thought you hear somebody say he only got 4 rings? He only got 4 NBA. How many do you have? Right? You only got a class ring from MATC. Shout out to everybody who go to MATC, right? Because everybody can literally go to MATC. I know that was horrible. I just had to get it off my chest. Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
So you're challenging somebody's opinion about a sport based on your views of them socially. And
I think that has a lot to do with it.
That's what we have to stop doing, though, because the two, we're mixing the two, right? Michael Jordan is not obligated to do anything for anybody. We expect him to.
Well,
Those are our
right, but typically, if somebody tell me to kiss their ass, I'm no longer a fan. Erica Hunt says she went to MATC. Everybody went to MATC. Give it up, man. You go to MATC. You go to MATC. But it do be funny when somebody be like, Kev, you know I'm up in college now. And I'll be like, yeah, for real, where you go? And they be like, MATC.
MATC.
That's fucked
No,
up.
hey, no, they say MA.
Right.
Hey, yeah, they say MA.
My bad.
Right.
I'm snooty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know it's bad.
And I don't like how you talking about my cousin, Kev. Don't be talking about him like that.
No, I've had cousins to go there, and that's why I always.
No, man, I'm talking about Michael Jordan. I'm talking about my cousin.
Oh, that's your cousin. Oh, okay.
That's my cousin. But you know what I'm saying? He don't fuck with niggas, man. He don't even come to the reunion. He ain't fucking with nobody. Nobody black.
Not unless you European. He's not rocking
he ain't
with.
fucking with nobody.
He's in love with his captor.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Erica Hunt, for going to MATC, man. God bless the Lakers. Ain't that the Stormers? Is that what they call? They just won a national title for basketball too, for junior college basketball. So I'm sincere with that. I worked down there. That's why I can make jokes about it. Cause like I said, I used to have people like, man, I done turned my life around. I'm in college and shit. And they'll be like, for real, where you go and shit? MATC. Like, damn. Okay. That's fucked up. I know. My bad, Kumar.
Yeah, that's fucked up, bro. Because I went there too.
Damn. Okay.
I went for a semester till I forgot that financial aid money. Right back to the block.
Right back to the block, right?
Right back to the block.
Right. I'm alumni, right? Man, shit's wild. Hey, listen. Once again, we won't be back on till Monday, but I got to get this one off, y'all. This one is worthy of this. So the Karen of all Karens, okay, one Miss Stephanie Rapkin, who is an attorney here in Milwaukee, in Shorewood, who had actually decided to pull her car over and at the site of a protest and spit in the face of a young black male, was given a 60-day term in the House of Corrections today.
That's right, Senator there.
Now, I said this because initially when she went to court, you know us, man, she ain't gonna get no time. Man, ain't gonna get no time. They ain't gonna lock her ass up. Now, don't get me wrong. The reason why she got the time is because the judge was actually going to give her probation and a stayed sentence. Yeah. But she basically broke down in the court and said, look, man, I'd rather go to jail. Like, my life is shitty right now. And her lawyer said she suffered significant damage to her reputation professionally because of this incident, meaning a lot of people stopped fucking with her, right? So she said, don't nobody want me. I don't give a shit. Just send me to jail.
Put me to jail.
Right. So they put her old ass, they sending her old ass to the House of Corrections.
She a goon though. She spitting on motherfuckers and like, give me my time.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? She know what that shit's like, man. She might not know what it's like. But she know it's some bullshit being on paper, being on these motherfuckers.
She's not a criminal lawyer though.
Hey, listen. Hey, look. I done seen a lot of niggas say they don't want to do the paper time though. They rather just stay and finish.
Right. Okay.
Give me the days. Yeah. She knew what she was doing.
She was a real estate lawyer. So I don't know if she understands, like, Kamar, I think you was talking about some legal. You said she knows what it's about.
I mean, I ain't saying she understood nothing. I'm sure she don't understand jail, But what I'm saying is she probably understood that it's some bullshit being on that probation leash.
Okay. Well, I hope she has a good time in the House of Correction. And I don't know if is it now, Sean, you and I don't want to say this because then it make it sound like you are an expert.
Come on,
but
motherfucker. Come on, motherfucker. I already know what you're about to say.
I mean, I don't know the House of Correction like you might
Come
know it.
on, motherfucker.
So is there like protective custody in there? Or is it all gin pop? I don't even know if I'm using the right terminology for it.
Gin pop.
She can check into protective custody, which is the whole. And you know, shit, she'll get her food through a slot and all that shit. But you know, it's the house correction, it's the females. She ain't nothing gonna have. She ain't in prison, man. It's the house of correction. They gonna sweat that bitch about legal information, right? That's what they gonna use her for.
But she was a real estate attorney. Was she gonna tell them how to buy a house?
She know the law. She know the law still, man. She know the basic law. I mean, and for some of them, shit, that's all they need.
Okay.
Oh, let me tell y'all what I did the other day, though. Let me tell you, it made me feel so good. I felt good, man. So I was out in Germantown. I went to Dollar Tree, and as I'm getting out my vehicle, I see a vehicle in front of me. And what's inside that vehicle? A little white baby in the back seat. It's a hot day. And so I hop out and the vehicle's running. I'm like, okay, so I suppose they got the air on.
Feel the baby.
You know, so I'm like, they got the air on. All right, well, all right. So I run in there, get what I'm getting, run back out. The baby's still in the car and the car is off. Ooh, so some white folks come out and I'm like, excuse me, do you know whose vehicle this is? There is a baby in the back seat. So, you know, it's white chick and her mom. The mom go to the window. Hello, baby, you okay? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in the store. So I call the cops and I go back in the store. I'm like, excuse me, is that your car out there? There's a baby in the back seat. Some more white folks. It's Germantown. It's just all white folks. I'm like, excuse me. There is a baby in the back seat in that car out there. Is there? You know, the mom pop up. I was literally just in here 30 seconds. Nah, bitch. No, you wouldn't. I came in here, shop, went back to my car, told a couple people, you've been gone for a minute with that baby in the car. She was trying to kill it. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? I was out there shutting white folks down. Yes.
Oh, you was out there like Frank Nitty said you was.
Yeah, man. It was a good day out there.
Karen out there.
Activism.
You know but I bust her back window. We got to save the baby, you guys. It was good.
Right. What is it? Is it what's the black Karen name? Boom Chica.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Kev. I was like, I was Katie or some shit.
Serena.
I was like, I was Keisha.
Keisha.
Khadijah. She was Khadijah,
right? That's exactly what I thought. Like, damn, I was being a black Karen. Hell yeah.
Mama Jenkins said this Friday we will be going to court for the sentencing of the young man that killed my great nephew. Keep us in all prayers because these motherfuckers are dangerous. Yes, all prayers, and may justice be served. You know, and I hope now that we seeing these bump outs and the inconvenience that it's gonna cause us, and we raise more hell. Because I'm seeing more and more energy built up on Facebook of people saying this bump out shit is some bullshit. Who did they ask about this? What the fuck is going on? And I'm like, that's what we've been saying. Like, where's the outcry? Because I was the only one mad about Capitol. Shout out to Melody Williams, who's a supporter of the show. She put up a post and said, who the fuck thought it was a good idea to put these big ass curves on Capitol Drive? I said the same shit. Like, who did this to Capitol? Fuck wrong with y'all? Y'all they put that shit on Burleigh or something. Oh no, shout out to everybody on Burleigh. I can't win for losing tonight. Damn. This just tells me it's time to get off the air. But no, man, you know, but I'm very happy that Stephanie is going. Just if she did 3 days, I'd be cool. I mean, for an individual to spit on another individual, first of all, is doggish, it's subhuman. But for somebody to spit in the face of a teenager, this is like, I mean, you might as well just pull your skirt up and tell the world to kiss your ass, right? Like, it's like, who the fuck do you think you are, man?
To do that too.
And you lucky, especially in this city that we live in now. Because I just, you know, we done already had one riot at Riverside yesterday where they said the police are getting their ass rocked too, trying to break this shit up. So we know how our kids are. She lucky she didn't get the boots put on her ass. Like, it's like, dude, then white people would have been in an uproar like, those black kids are so dangerous. Well, not unless you spit in their face.
Yeah.
Then it kind of gets hot around here, right? It get a little touchy around here. But I'm just glad she got some time, man. On the real, I love to see justice get served. It's a shame that the wench who caused Emmett Till's death got off, and she never had to go and do no time. So I consider any this a victory anytime justice is actually served. So, and like I said, they were gonna give her a state, but she said, "Nah, fuck it, let's put me in jail. I don't even give a fuck no more." You know, somebody put some money on my books. Is it money on your books in the House of Correction, Sean?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
somebody put it on there, or
Okay.
or if you come in there with it, shit.
Okay. So she can get her some cigarettes and shit, like some woo whams, but they call
Nah,
them
she
woo.
can't get no cigarettes. She ain't
You
plugged.
Oh,
can't
okay.
get no wham whams and what Zuzu.
Hey, I think
Wham
she
wham
on
and zoom
You know
drugs.
zoom.
what? You know what though?
I think she on
I'm lying.
drugs.
She can get her some cigarettes because she got some money.
What you say, Kamar?
I think she on drugs. That's
You
probably
think
one
so?
of the reasons why she ain't want to go on probation.
Yeah. She probably on some
If she,
expensive
cause she
shit too.
look, if she go on probation and fuck around and get found dirty, she be in all kind of hell of trouble.
Ah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine involved, or maybe some of them designer psychological pills. Yeah, I do antidepressants, and then she like 140 million years old too, though. So it ain't no telling what's wrong with her. Um,
You finna
my-
go through a good old detox then. Shit.
that's what it'll be in the
Yeah.
House of Correction, right? She won't be able to walk the yard or the farm. I worked with some kids who we took them out there and worked on the farm where they got the fish hatchery or the
She'd be
parks.
humiliated. They find out she on fucking crack.
Yeah, her reputation will be damaged even further, and I hope for that as well.
Mhm.
Erica said, "My son at Riverside. I was proud of my son. I was proud he kept to himself. I'm happy that he was safe because from what and I get my news at Facebook Live, man. Ain't nothing like a sister with a camera. Like, oh, they was down here doing the fool, y'all. Like, I don't want to hear no nice ass reporter doing no no voiceover. I want to hear a sister from these motherfuckers out here tripping these police down here and these goddamn horses. Check on your people, call your kids if they go to river. I was like, sisters be getting it." But yeah, man. Yeah, I'm glad your son made it out too. Kamar, what you got coming up this weekend, man? This is Memorial Day coming up on Monday. Not that you celebrate the holiday, but it's a 3-day weekend.
This is the Vitality 2-year anniversary.
Oh wow!
And I just filed the paperwork for my occupancy license today.
Hey.
Okay.
So I'm going to Vegas.
Oh shit!
And it's me and my baby's anniversary.
It's
We've
our
been together 2 years
anniversary.
also.
That's right.
So we got a lot going on this week, you know what I'm saying?
So you just showing off now, right?
I mean,
Right.
You go through all you look. What the fuck?
sometimes you gotta do what you do, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, man, like I said, man, like I said in the beginning of the show, man, it's a lot going on, man.
Okay.
You know,
2-year anniversary for Vitality and you and your girl.
that's right.
And you're gonna do it in Vegas. That's what's
That's
up,
right.
man.
That's what's up, bro.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you.
And I'm glad I've been here from, early on in Nature's Nature. I ain't gonna say the beginning, but early on, I've been here to watch it kind of morph, and I'm very happy for you, my brother. I think it's an incredible
I
accomplishment.
want to be here for the 5-year too, man, and then the 10-year shit. Let's bank on that.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not still on Facebook in 10 years trying to do a show. I'll quit.
Oh,
I'll quit. I won't go 10 more years on Facebook. I promise you. Braille, it's summertime. You gardening? You out walking around in the yard naked with your butu, what they call it, with the towel wrapped around you? What's happening? You getting your feet in the soil? What you got popping this weekend?
It's just same old. Trying to keep these squirrels out of my garden. I got a couple hoop houses. Trying to keep them out of my gardens, and them motherfuckers ate some of my collards the other day, dog. I still want to shoot them, but I can't. So I got to get a couple more hoop houses to keep the rest of my stuff safe. But that's it. Gardening, working on my upstairs, so I could eventually rent it out to traveling medical professionals and just keep building.
I'm telling you, I got to get you up on this gel blaster gang so you can shoot at these motherfuckers.
Man,
and I keep forgetting. It
ain't gonna hurt them bad enough, man. They eating my collards. They done dug up my celery. Like they digging in my dirt. I done tried to
Oh yeah,
put
It'd be
cayenne
when you
pepper
sleep
in my
too.
shit and black pepper in my shit. I'm gonna
Yeah,
figure
I
something out.
had a garden. I started a garden probably about, I don't know, it must have been about 8, 9 years ago, probably about 10. And
Yeah.
it was funny because my wife was like, "You don't know nothing about no garden." I'm like, I was raised by people from Mississippi. So I went and got me a tiller and did the dirt and everything. And my little garden was flourishing. I had little lettuces and whatnot. And squirrels came and robbed my ass blind. I was so salty. Me and my
Man,
brother put up the most
boogie tail
Mississippi
rats, man.
fences. We put I went and got some chicken wire and we put up the most Mississippi offenses. My wife was like, "That is horrible. That should look like the color purple." But they didn't get back in the garden and everything grew for the rest
Okay,
of the
that's
summer.
what
And
I'm gonna have to do.
I was able to
Hey,
yield, right?
hey, y'all ever tried starting early, feeding the squirrels somewhere else in your yard, and then maybe they'll start eating in that spot? You just feed them somewhere else. Because they usually go back to where they get some food from.
What if they squirrels from a different hood and they don't know and they just
I don't
come and
know.
through like,
You
oh
know what I mean?
shit.
I'm just saying
You ever thought of a
that's
BB
something to try.
gun?
Right. I hear you.
Like you get them to eating grapes or something. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Somewhere in the yard, and maybe they keep going back for them grapes. Because I got this one tree in front of my yard. I forgot what kind of berries he got, but during that time, June berries or something, I think. And I know them motherfucking squirrels be hitting them motherfuckers up every morning around the same time, right?
Mm.
And every morning they be going right there looking for them. And they didn't ever fuck with my garden too much last year.
Mm.
Yeah, you got that balance. You got the earth
You
balance.
know what I'm saying? So I'm
Squirrels,
thinking
grapes
maybe
and
if
shit.
you get them used to eating
Yeah,
somewhere else in the yard, they may not eat by your garden.
Okay.
Shit,
Well,
my
just
house,
try,
Just something
real.
to try.
or you
Put a
my
honey
house
bun and
got
some Doritos out there. See if they
my house
grab
got
one of them.
berries growing on it. Like I got that Boston ivy shit growing on my house, and
Yeah.
it make its own little berries. They look kind of like
But
blueberries.
do they eat that shit though?
Hell no, they coming straight for the new
Like,
shit.
they want some tomatoes
They
and shit.
come
Like,
for the
these
new
motherfuckers got
shit. Like
strawberries.
I put other stuff like off
y'all
to the
playing,
side.
man.
Brother man got burgers.
Y'all better get some BB guns and you kill 2 or 3 of them, hang them motherfuckers up in effigies so the other motherfuckers
Wow.
know not to fuck that guy. Man, I sit out
The
there with
people
my
gonna be
BB gun
knocking
and
their
knock
real
their
door.
ass off.
The
Outlaw
people gonna be
gardening.
knocking their real door. Like, what the fuck is
Man,
this?
you know it, KB. Man,
Mama Jenkins
they
said we got she said we got that chicken wire. This Mama Jenkins, we got the chicken wire now, and it really helps. These some nigger squirrels, just like flies. Damn, nigger squirrels. Nigger squirrels.
These squirrels are
like
crazy.
a little nigga pie.
He done went in one garbage can and got him some drink left in some beer cans, ate a roach or two. Now his ass got the munchies all up in Rail Garden. Like, ew.
Man, yeah, they done chewed the hole into the lid of my garbage.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
They
See?
wild, man.
See, right. Now they feral. You got to kill them motherfuckers.
I
Juice
bought a
Lady, what
BB
you got
gun
popping this
specifically
weekend?
for it, and now I can't even do it.
This weekend I ain't got too much going on. I'm gonna be at Hill the Hood. Take my kids down there to go kick it. They be out.
Shout out to Ajamu. They was on the show and watch that show. It was a good show. Sister Jamila Riley, who I had never met. I've always seen her earrings and whatnot, her designs in the city. She was on, and it was a dope show. I listened back to it. It was dope. Support Heal the Hood, man.
Yeah, peace and blessings
Yeah.
to that brother. Peace and blessings to that brother, man.
What you got popping, Shine Mo?
I'm down in Florida, man, fasting on fruit and sweet potatoes, trying to get my mind right. Trying to find me some microphone and trying to prepare for the next step.
Okay.
I ain't doing nothing but get my mind right, brother.
That's what's up, man. Just to kind of put a lid on it. Like I said, it's been a tough week for me, and it started last week. And somebody told me one time something that I can't get out of my mind, which is that deaths come in threes. And every time somebody dies, in my mind automatically I say, "Uh-oh, 2 more people gonna go," and I got to break myself from doing that. But and it's been a very tough week for my neighborhood, and I'm just looking at the pictures and looking at the posts that people put up on social media. And I talked about last week about being really triggered by the senseless violence in my neighborhood, in which we basically can't wait to murder each other, and the mentality that we have, and this kind of attachment to this thug life shit, this gangster shit, this real nigga shit, this street nigga shit, and all this, and and it's all false. It's all really really fake. It's a lot of phantom concepts that really have no solid foundation, and there's really no thing as a successful street person, right? I mean, even people who you say, well, he made it in the streets because he accumulated a lot of wealth. But most of the time, if you pull back the curtain and look at his or her life, it's a whole lot more to the story. The money just becomes a part of it. And so I want my people to really aspire for more, and aspire to really strive for more, because we're so much better than that, right? Like, as a people, our contribution to this planet is so much greater than being the poster children for dysfunction, or being the poster children for crime. It's so much more to us than that. And I want people of color, foundational Black Americans, to really get in on the ideology that we deserve better, right? The whole idea about Kamara and myself and everybody else who agreed, or even those who didn't, but agreed that something needs to be done. When we said we got to do something, there has to be some tough loves, because bump outs won't stop reckless driving. Just like the shot spotter didn't stop homicide, right? It's time for us to really figure out how to draw from our own power. And one of the greatest things about being a Black person is the spirit of perseverance. Like I talked about last night. I was on, and I didn't even tell y'all, like, I was on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. So I took the time to go over there and chop it up with them brothers. And I was talking about, the lack of a connection between us and Native Africans, right? And I felt like it's one-sided. I feel like we have all these desires to be like them and understand these cultures and wear their clothes and look like them, and they don't give a fuck about us. Most of the time when they're over here, they favor the company of white people over us, right? My conversations with them has let me know that they prefer the white man's company in America over us. And I said, but they could benefit from our rebel soul. See, Black Americans have a rebel soul. It's in our nature to rebel, because the way we came to be in this country, you was on fight or flight mode right away. Most of the time it was fight and flight, right? And so we have a rebel soul. It's in our natures to rebel against something that's not correct. And we've kind of lost that, because we think to be rebellious is to be counterproductive or counterprogressive, right? We think, as if I act a fool, I'm railing out, I'm speaking out, I'm sounding out against the system. Well, you're not. You're becoming a part of it. And a sister came on here one time and said, what y'all got to understand is the system hasn't failed. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do, which was to entrap and eradicate people of color, right? And we got to wrap our minds around, okay, there's a better way to do things, right? Minus a bump out, minus a OVP or whatever organization that we look at and say, well, they got some money, so they supposed to be effective. Well, they ain't shit unless the people who they working with want help, right? I can't heal a man that's sick that don't want treatment unless I hold him down and force the medicine down his throat, and that's not going to work either. So I just think we have to get mentally prepared to move in a different direction with how we operate, right? Like, so I listen to a lot of conversations that we have. I see the mentality of the people. We can get on here and be righteous all night and talk about elevation and science and biology and how great we are. But the conversation in the hood is much different, and the actions in the hood are much different. We can critique Arab stores for being dysfunctional in our community, but the communities actually support these Arabs. And that's the reality of it. Until we say, let's run them out and collectively purchase that store and create a co-op and ensure that we get fresh food and this kind of thing and in our community, it's not going to happen. It'll be improved. It'll be enhanced before it's done away with. What's that saying, that phrase that somebody says to you every time they want to get smart with you? Say, I add something to it before I take it back. Right? They gonna add something to it before they take it back. Bro, didn't you say that to me one night? I thought, like, I add something to it. I was like, damn, that brother sound like he doesn't stir up. It is what it is. But I just think we collectively got to really come to an understanding of where we want to go. Because sometimes you talk about what you want, but you don't really talk about what it's going to take to get there. So it's empty and hollow for you to tell me you want freedom, but you've never talked about what it would take for you to be free. You don't even know what freedom is. You're just using the word you heard somebody else say, right? So I just think our whole mental conditioning has to change. I think more of us have to denounce, and it pains me to say this, more of us have to denounce thug life. More real brothers,
Shit,
more
man.
more
That shit.
dudes who actually done lived that life, who've actually been out here in the gutter, have to stand up to youngsters and say, that thug shit is bullshit. You ain't proving shit about being no real nigga. You don't earn no stripes by sitting up in a penitentiary. You ain't getting no stripes from beating on no woman. You ain't shit for being a deadbeat dad. I seen a meme that says you can't be a real nigga and a deadbeat dad at the same time. It's a conflict of interest. I said, damn, how profound. So I would just encourage everybody, man, to figure out how do you obtain your freedom. When I said break it down tonight, and I said, what's up with you? I meant for everybody to take a real second to look at themselves and say, what's up with me? Right? What's up with me? What's going on with me really? Not what I'm showing on Facebook, not what I'm telling people, what's really going on inside, right? Because once we start doing that, then we get into the stage of what Kamar said, you got to reveal it to heal it. I know he think I'll be listening to him most of the time, but brother, I'll be hearing what you're saying, man. And I also want to add, I wanted to make this show about you all because I think I have phenomenal co-hosts, right? I really want to give everybody on this show their props. I think all y'all are dynamic individuals, or else I wouldn't have you on here. People who call in, it's the same thing. There's a certain energy with the show because the people who listen to the show have expectations of it. And like I said, I'm honored and I'm humbled when people say, no, we need more Outlaw Radio. Y'all only on 2 days a week. We need more. And so that's why I'm in the process of right now trying to really create a network that's going to flow like it should. So, once again, y'all have a great, great, great holiday weekend. Try to get you some barbecue unless you're vegan, but even then you can put some shit on the grill. There's all kinds of ways to skin a cat, but the most important thing is to keep your head on the swivel and be safe, man. And the last thing is the only thing that can combat hate is love, right? So as corny as it sounds, if you really want peace, you got to go somewhere where you got love at. So if you got children, you got a wife, you got a family, you got a boyfriend, you got people who really love you, be around those people. You'll feel so much better the next day, as opposed to being around a bunch of conflicted motherfuckers who always on some bullshit. And they say, my mom used to say, well, you got to go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it, right? And that's what we got to figure out. Because we know for a fact that you're going to run into people who tell you what you can't do. You're going to run into people who tell you you should do something different, or what you're going to try to do won't work. And most of the time, if you do your research, you see that they haven't done shit. So you realize a criticism of your community outweighs their contribution to their own community. And then ultimately, Real will call me on the phone and say, man, I was talking to some motherfucking coons this morning. And I would say, show you right. I will see y'all Monday, man. Peace and love. Rest in peace to Yayo the Don, my sister Tamara Mumu Kingsby, my brother Big Victor West, man. Peace and love, man. Peaceful travels. I'll see y'all Monday.
Peace.
Holla.